All right, hello everyone. Welcome all attendees so far. Welcome to our virtual career fair. It is currently day 2, and thank you so much for being here, whether it's early in the morning or whether it's in the evening or in the afternoon, for any one of you all across the globe. So, as you've seen from some of our infographics or from our speakers, we have a fireside chat today with Khun Paul and Khun Nishapat Ark. But not only that, we will be having live sessions as well from different companies. So please stay tuned for that. But not only that, we also have live booths and live events and many activities for you to intern with, or for you to coordinate with, or for you to connect with. So without further ado, as you can see on our lovely screen here, we have Khun Nishapat Ark and Khun Paul Ark. So Sawadee and welcome you guys warmly to Virtual Career Fair. So the session will be like a Q&A session. I will be bouncing off some questions and I'll be asking the both of you. So please feel free to each give an answer so we have different perspectives and of course different answers from both of your different experiences. And as for the attendees and viewers as well, please feel free to leave Q&As in the comments or in the Q&A section. And then when we have time or throughout this discussion, we will be picking some of the questions for you guys to answer as well. Okay, so without further ado then, to make the most of this time, I wanted you guys to maybe give a quick introduction about where you guys are from and how you guys ended up at your current position. Actually, it doesn't have to be quick, so feel free to take your time on this as to how you ended up at your current position and if there's anything you want to share about that specifically. Any one of you can start first if you'd like.
Yeah, guys, both Paul and I, as you can tell from our last name, we are husband and wife. We are extremely excited to be able to share our experience, the insight, and hopefully, it will be useful to you, right? So let me start first. I am currently a director at Open Space Capital. We are the multi-stage asset management. We manage around 800 million USD at the moment, ranging from venture capital, growth fund, private credit, and listed companies as well. Yeah, so before I joined Open Space, I was in banking industry for 2 decades. I was at Standard Chartered Bank, I was at ABN, and I was starting my career at Bangkok Bank. So for me, 2 decades in banking, I love it, right? But when you were in something for 2 decades, even you love it, you kind of want to look to do something else as well, because by that time, when I was at Standard Chartered, towards the last year of my career, I feel that I didn't have a chance to learn much. I am one of the MD in Thailand, and I feel that I still have a lot of room to grow. But once you are the most senior in the room, people look for you for answer, and you didn't have time to really, explore the new world. So in 2015, it's my first time ever in my life that I left without knowing what's next. And, I just say that, it's not going to be a banking, it's going to be something new that I will not be obsolete in another like 10 or 20 years. And back then, Paul, my lovely husband, he ran fintech fund at Siam Commercial Bank. He came home and he got excited like every day. He has new stuff, the new tech. I was like, take me to your world, right? And then he introduced me to the events, and then I joined events. I volunteer, I organize the events, and that's how I get to know the partner at Open Space. And at Open Space, we believe that we need to have the team on the ground to understand the nuance, to meet the founders, to have the network to support the founders that we have. And because of that, I connect with the partner at Open Space. He took risks on me. I took risks on, the new ecosystem as well. And that was 8 years ago. Yeah, so that's briefly about me. Maybe lastly, I've been talking to many startups. I would say at least maybe throughout 8 years, at least probably 600 startup at least, right? So I hope my experience and the insight would be useful to you guys.
Hi, I'm Paul. Thrilled to be here. So I have a slightly different path to venture capital, and I will try to squeeze it all in the next couple of minutes. I am Thai American. I was born and raised in the US, but I have lived in Asia for the greater part of about 30 years now. So I got my undergraduate degree at Berkeley, studied business. I spent 1 year in law school in Los Angeles before dropping out and really spending the early part of my career just trying to figure out what I was going to do. So I did a very short stint in project finance in Siam Commercial Bank before I actually wound up in investment banking, first with Deutsche Bank and then with Citigroup. So I had the opportunity to do investment banking all over the world, up and down Asia, North America. And somewhere in the middle, I got my MBA at Northwestern and came back into the finance industry, but at a software company in Silicon Valley, and did that for about a year before I made a permanent move back to Asia to be closer to my then girlfriend, now wife. And then that sort of, if that wasn't chaotic enough, it got a little bit crazier from there. I did spend some time doing different banking jobs before I took a job with Central Group, the big multi-format retailer here in Thailand, where I spent a year doing a lot of their investments in M&A before they asked me to move to China and start opening up central department stores in China. So that's something that I'd never done. I didn't know anything about China or retail or real estate. And Central had no presence in China at all. So they basically just asked me to pack a bag, bring some business cards, and just build a business from scratch in China. And so that's what I did over the next few years. Central ultimately launched a couple of department stores in China before unfortunately closing them down a couple of years later. But by that time, I'd moved on to other areas of real estate. So I spent a number of years opening up Apple stores across mainland China, as well as up and down Asia, before working on the real estate strategy in China for Microsoft. And I'd done that for a sizable chunk of my career. I was doing real estate for retail businesses for about 10 years before I really wanted to move back to Thailand because my wife and I were doing a lot of long distance marriage at that point. And when I moved back to Thailand, I was randomly approached by Siam Commercial Bank and asked to launch their corporate venture capital fund, which was a surprise to me since I'd never been a venture capitalist. I'd never run a fund, but I agreed to do it. It was an incredible learning experience. We made global fintech investments in all sorts of areas, including AI, which is now very hot. We were doing that quite early on. And I did that for about 4 years before I left and joined Gobi Partners, which is a regional Southeast Asian venture capital fund, basically as their head of sustainability and ESG. I did that for a number of years, creating and implementing ESG practices within the fund before I left and joined a woman who wanted to launch a new climate fund in Southeast Asia, which is the Radical Fund. I did that for a number of years before I stepped away from the day-to-day. I'm still an advisor there, but I am primarily focused on completing my doctorate in business at Sasin School of Management.
Wow, that's a lot of experiences, especially with the both of you combined. I think that's probably up to in the 50s of jobs and positions. That's super impressive, first of all. But just on the topic of AI, since I heard that you mentioned it, what are you guys' thoughts on the impending popularity or just the integration of AI in general, whether it's in venture capital and how it affects your companies, maybe how it affects your investments into, let's say, startups? Is there any importance, and what do you think that's going to have an effect on in the future?
Yeah, so allow me to start first, right? At open space, we see AI as the one of the core technology, since before the hype, right? We invest in, maybe some of you guys know the company named Abacus, which is the fintech lending, one of the biggest one in Thailand. That one we invest since 2021. And what Abacus does is that they use AI ML in credit scoring, right? In banking industry, credit scoring, you still rely on bank statement, you still rely on the pay slip. So the unbanked and underbanked customers, so many of them cannot reach out to bank loans because they don't have, like long lists of bank statement, strong bank statement, or the pay slip. But because AIML coming into play, Abacus is able to give the credit based on the alternative data. So that's one quick 1 minute of how we believe that AI ML could really help solve the problem that cannot be solved in the past. But frankly speaking, it's still at the early days. So many of our investment at the moment, unless we see the real application, most of them will be related to the sort of like the enabler. We are investing in another startup called Datature, which is focusing on annotation and labeling. So, being the infrastructure layer at the moment. But of course, I have no doubt that AI will bring, the increase in efficiency and interesting application that the tech in the past cannot be done. But, you have to figure out among all the hype, right? Not just invest because it's, people talk about it.
Yeah, I mean, I think those are outstanding points. Those are core points with the current interest in AI. AI is undeniably a powerful technology. It really does have the ability to completely upend the landscape for a lot of industries. But it's also really important to keep in mind that AI is not new. AI has been around since the 1950s. Since the early days when Alan Turing was postulating about the implications of AI technology. AI has gone through various up cycles and down cycles over the decades. So the thing to keep in mind is, how do you separate what AI can tangibly accomplish and how businesses and investors could benefit and make money, versus the hype, which tends to drive up valuations sometimes to unrealistic levels. It could lead to pie in the sky promises. I think one of the things about being in VC for over a decade, like Nietzsche Putt and myself, is that you do see one hype cycle after another. So the current talk about AI is no different than what I saw when blockchain took off, when NFTs took off, when ICOs took off. There's some real value that was built in those technologies, but a lot of it was smoke and mirrors, and it's really important to be able to distinguish the two. When I ran the fund at SCB, all the technologies that are still around today, we were the first fund in Thailand to invest in blockchain technologies. We were one of the first funds in Thailand to invest in quantum computing. We were early investors in AI. We've done reasonably well, but we never separated the value of the technology and the solutions and the problems we're trying to solve from this sort of glamour and sexiness and high valuations of the industry. So it's really making sure that you balance out the heart and the mind, the excitement versus the rational.
All right, thank you so much. We have a question from the chat that I think is actually very close to a lot of attendees. I know that you guys are probably executives, advisors, and have very big positions now, but as like a student who wants to work in a startup one day, they said that they're not sure whether they should join a big company first or go straight into startups. Do you have any suggestions or any advice on people who are like in this situation?
Allow me to go first. Like what I said, I have talked to many startup, right? I would say both are fine. Both are fine, right? Just like at the introduction of my life and Paul's as well, right? You could see that we both are totally different. I was doing the same thing in the same industry, like FX trading, derivatives, hedging, those kind of things for 2 decades, and I can pivot to do the startup investment, tech investment, while Paul doing a new thing every maybe 6 years, right, Paul? I would say, yeah.
2 to 4.
Right. So it's that is no set rule, right? And I think just allow me to say that when I talk to the founders that just like fresh from the school, first time as a founder without corporate background, I feel the passion, right? I feel that what they have is like, creativity, and on top of that, because they have not thrown into like the big framework of the corporate, right? So the passion lead them to really want to understand the customer, right? So the focus is on that point, which is great. But on the flip side, the guy who came from the corporate side have a well-structured way to think about things. But the problem is that if anyone being in the corporate for a long time, the creativity bit or the empathy that they have with the customer could be it's hard to match those who didn't have a chance to work there. So my answer will be it's fine for both. I have seen success cases from both.
Yeah, I mean, I would agree with pretty much everything Nisha said. That's why I let her talk first. It saves me a lot of effort. But there is no one true path to any career for that matter. Whether it's in tech or medicine or law or business. I mean, my career is a very good case study of just wandering around and then accidentally winding up running a fund. Yeah, I mean, I think with regards to anyone in this audience, their chosen path, I think probably the common thread is just make sure that you're learning something useful for your next job. So whether you're in corporate or whether you're in startup, both jobs can actually lead the other way. You can spend a lot of time in startups and then wind up developing valuable skills to work in a corporate environment. And oftentimes, if you're successful enough to be acquired, you might be pulled into a company that acquired your company as a senior VP. That happens quite a bit. So it's really about what skills and capabilities you develop along the way and what you can offer or how it becomes a stepping stone to the next job in your career.
Right, and I just like to add what Kun Paul said quickly, right? The other thing that's so important is connection, right? Along the way, I think both Paul and I can tell you enough how important the connections is. We have what we have today. We managed to source some of the brightest and smartest founders because of the connections that we have. We are able to do fundraising because of the connections that we have. So just to echo Kun Paul points that apart from make sure that you're learning from the job, make sure that you build the connections as well.
All right, thank you so much. We have some more questions from the chat. So the person said that they're nervous about networking and reaching out to people in venture capital specifically. What do you think is the best way or the best way for students to approach professionals without feeling awkward or seeming like it's a big step in reaching out? If you have any advice on that.
Paul, would you like to go first?
Sure. I mean, I think there are a couple of routes to do that. One is just to go to organized networking events, especially ones where venture capitalists will be there. Especially if it's like, say, meet the VCs night or a panel plus social startup pitch where VCs might be in the audience. Those are events where VCs expect to be approached, and they're there to network as well. So, and that's a specifically curated audience when you have an event around that. So that's one way of doing that. Another is maybe going through, your alumni directory and finding out alumni at your school who might be in the business. Not all of them will respond. Some of them might respond after a while. VCs can be really busy people. But it is a bit of a lottery. You kind of take your chance, and that 1 in a 20 or 1 in 100 will respond. And, it's just work. But yeah, I would suggest that those are probably the 2 easiest routes, because you're either there at an event because you're both interested in meeting people in a tech context, or you have some sort of common connection or affiliation through your school. Also referrals and recommendations. If you have an uncle or a cousin who is best friends with a VC, start with that. As Nietzsche had said, we work off of human relationship. We will take a warm referral over a cold approach any day. And so, leveraging your friends and connections matter. Go on LinkedIn, find a profile of a VC you want to talk to, see if you have common connections in common who might make an introduction for you. So start there. I would never recommend you approach cold because it's a lot more effort. It's a lot harder. It's hard enough as it is getting a chance to talk to a VC with a warm approach. It's 1,000 times more difficult if they don't know you at all.
Right. So I think this is the point that I might not like fully agree with Paul. I mean, I agree in the sense that with all the avenues that he recommends, right? But I feel that cold email is fine as well, right? At least at open space, at least me, I read every single cold email that come in as well. But the thing is that no matter what avenue you are going to use, make sure that you are ready, right? If you meet us at the event, I have so many cases like reach out and then Kunichapa da, like after 2 minutes, I don't understand what you are doing, right? You have to have be able to do what we call elevator pitch, right? Explain what you try to do, why you are here, how can we help you, how can we work together within probably 3 minutes, right? Because at the event there are so many people, and you want to know as well whether that connection makes sense, right? And then the same thing goes for if let's say you reach out to me because you like to speak to Paul, that's fine as well, right? But you have to help me understand hey, Kunichapat, this is one brief paragraph about me, about what I do. This is climate related. Could I ask you to reach out to your husband? Things like that. That's fine, but be ready, right? Not just okay, you reach out and then you send a long email and I read it and I didn't realize what you are trying to do. Okay.
Okay, thank you so much. This one is a little bit more specific, I believe, to trading, but what's one thing you would recommend to retail traders on trading risky assets, for example, like derivatives, options, and futures, if you have any recommendations on that?
Oh, don't. I mean, in banks, we could do it because, we have this discipline in trading, right? We have stop loss. We have, this is how much that you can bet, that your portfolio could be. We have the approval process. We have seen this trader is new, so his port is that much. So this trader has good track record. So his port could be bigger, right? And then most of the time, we have meetings. We have someone to take care of our portfolio after we left for the day. So it's well structured trading team organization. Frankly, if you do it alone, it's so hard. I mean, from me, though Paul and I, we hold, a lot of stocks, but I don't classify that as a trading, right? We don't do day trading or even month trading. Some of the stock that we hold for like decades, right? Because we like, for example, some of the tech stock that we have, Paul alluded to it during the introduction that, he worked at that place. So we sort of like, look into it in a very details why we going to be a long-term investor in there. So long story short, I would not recommend day trading at all. And on top of that, with AIML now you have a bot. You trade against bots now.
Yeah, I mean, I think, this is going to sound very conservative and stodgy, but it's still really good advice. And that's really just having a balanced portfolio of investments. That's been a tried and true strategy since the early days of investment. I think if you're looking at some of the more alternative asset forms, whether it's crypto, whether it's, whether you're day trading or doing penny stocks, just make sure that if you are going to do it, you do it as part of a balanced portfolio. So if you're going to allocate money to high risk assets, do not allocate more than you can afford to lose 100%. So if you've got 90% of your net worth in stocks or other sort of more conservative assets, then yeah, play with that 10%, invest in crypto, be prepared to lose it all, but you could make a ton of money too. It's just important to keep in mind that for every, 22-year-old kid that made, $30 million on crypto, there's probably about 9,999 that got completely wiped out and probably took their parents' savings with them. And you never hear about those folks. So it's again, I mean, I think Nietzsche and I, we've invested in real estate, we've invested in crypto, we own fractional shares in art. So we've done it, but it doesn't encapsulate the biggest part of our portfolio. So the more conservative part that we basically rely on to retire.
All right, thank you for that. This one is also from the chat as well. I think we are wrapping up, so we probably have time for this one and maybe a last question as well. So this person said that they're a freshman with no startup or finance experience, but they are interested in venture capital, but they're not sure where to start. Where would you recommend, they focus first? Or if it's actually in your perspective or when you were freshmen, what did you guys do? Did you guys plan on doing this, getting into venture capital, or was it more so of an accident as well? It's kind of a two-part question, but yeah.
Right. So
can I start with this one because I am the perfect case study for accidental VC, and then I dragged my wife into it inadvertently. So I'm going to be the first to say that I gave up planning my career as soon as I dropped out of law school. I had these grand plans, these 30-year career plans. The minute I dropped out of a school, it all went out the window. And I just wound up moving from job to job. That may not be the best course for everyone, but it worked out quite well for me because it was more important for me to figure out learning the skills I wanted to learn, having the experiences I wanted to have, and working for people I wanted to work for, regardless of whether I was in investment banking or retail or VC. That said, it is very, very hard to break into VC straight out of school. Venture capital funds are very lean. People that are coming in at the lowest level of VC typically tend to have years of either investment or operating experience because most VCs don't have training programs. You are thrown into the deep end and you're expected to help the fund make money from day one, which is why most entry-level VCs are already very experienced professionals. So, and again, there are always exceptions. But I would say more often than not, it's hard to break in straight out of school. I would recommend getting, again, that early question, joining a corporate or joining a startup and getting operational experience. The types of experience that a venture capitalist would eventually find very helpful in a VC analyst or associate in scrutinizing or working with entrepreneurs. If you've been in a company and you know how companies are run, whether you are mid-level or senior, you can also help companies as an investor. And so my view is that you might have that long-term vision of getting into VC, but it may take a number of intermediary career steps along the way to get there.
Yeah, so just want to give you a specific example, right? At Open Space, exactly like what Paul said, my analysts, senior analysts, some of them would have like 2-3 years from good consulting firm, key consulting firm. Some of them might have 3 years from the IB. So yeah, so that's specific example. We have not had anyone as a fresh grad to join.
All right, thank you so much. And I guess this will be the last question, but maybe not so much a question. It's just that if you guys had any tips or just any general advice that you want to give to whether it's freshmen or just people that are going to get their first job or people who are trying to find more jobs, just in general, if there's a single piece of advice that you want to give to ensure that they get successful or they become more successful, if there's anything that you want to say, feel free to tell us.
I would say again, Paul and I, right? We are the two totally different examples, right? And we are here to let you know that it's gonna be fine, but you just have to work hard on it, right? I have to be absolutely frank. Work-life balance, I know it's such a big word. People strive for it, but when you are young, I don't think that you could have that and have a great job as well, right? I just thought about this, to my team the other day as well, right? You just have to work hard. Even for me at this moment, I still work on weekends. I still work until midnight at some time because the job require me to do it in order to take the company to the next step, right? So I would say give your best. I know that again, work-life balance might be someone people try to strive to reach, but maybe at not the early stage of your career.
Yeah, my advice is to not get hung up on. Don't fall into that thinking that your first job out of school is your forever job or your forever career. I think we are. We now live in a world where sort of a post-career world. AI can disrupt things. It could disrupt your career. It could open up new careers. You could wind up, bouncing from industry to industry. Rather than focus on a specific career path or ladder or progression of titles, focus on collecting skills. Learning analytical skills, learning people skills, learning management skills, learning the quant and qualitative skills. Learn foreign languages, learn how to write really good reports and briefs, become a wizard at spreadsheets, just collect skills because those are the one things you can take with you from one industry to the next. And so, yeah, it's, we live in a much more flexible world. And that is how Nisha Putt and I were able to make, radical career transitions because it wasn't about a career. It was about the skills that we brought from the previous career to a new one.
All right, thank you so much, Khun Paul and Khun Nishapat. So I think unfortunately it is the end of this live session. It was super wonderful to hear all your experiences and of course all your advice. And I think if other attendees have questions, if you guys are comfortable, you can leave maybe a contact information or social media that they could potentially reach out to if they're interested to ask more questions. And without further ado, I think that'll be the end of this live session. But thank you so much for joining us and thank you for being a part of this as well.
So you guys can find both of us via LinkedIn. Yeah, just type our name, you will see it.
Yep.
Thank you.
And good luck with your careers and job search.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
All right, and after this live session, we will be also having company speaker live sessions as well. The next one will be Abacus. So feel free to join us very, very soon at 10:20, I believe. And thank you so much for joining the Fireside Chat.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to day 2 of the ATSA Virtual Career Fair 2026. My name is Patrick, the co-director of events for the Association of Thai Students in America for this year. And I would like to welcome you all back here today for day 2 of our live speaker sessions. Our first session today features Abacus Digital, a financial tech company that is powered by technology but built by the people. Known for their advanced AI and machine learning apps such as Money Thunder, which has seen over 20 million downloads, Abacus Digital utilizes technology to provide fair loans and support growing businesses. The company is taking major steps to reducing informal debt in the country and supporting growing businesses to achieve their full potential. Abacus Digital is also currently offering countless internships opportunities ranging from data analysts, financial strategists, business analysts, to content creators and graphic designers who wish to fulfill their mission of providing for businesses. Here to talk more about their mission is Chief of Data and AI Officer Nat Bencharabunin and Head of Corporate Strategy and Business Development Panyakon Rakpatnit Mani.
So, hello everyone. First of all, thank you the organizer, ASA and JobTopGun for giving us the opportunity to come here and share with you about our company, Abacus Digital. And if you have any questions while we are presenting, then feel free to leave that in the chat and we'll come back to answer the questions toward the end of the presentations. Also, my name is Nat. I'm a Chief Data and AI Officer at Abacus. I have been working with the tech industry for around 10 years, and we are presenting to the candidates who are interested in like financial services, technology, and social impact. If this sounds resonate to you, then hopefully that you can apply to Abacus to work with us toward the end of the sessions.
Yes, and my name is Panyakon. You can call me Pan นะครับ I'm currently the head of corporate strategy and business development at Abacus. Previously, I was working in consulting actually, and so I've been with Abacus for almost 4 years now as well. And so happy to answer any questions related to our company นะครับ But just to stay in line with our tech startup DNA, we're going to try to keep it informal and casual นะครับอาจจะขอพูดเป็นภาษาไทยนะครับเผื่อมีตกมุกอะไรกันบ้างถ้าขำหรือแป๊กอะไรก็ขออภัยในที่นี้นะครับถ้าความพยายามของพวกพี่อาจจะปิด generation กลับได้ไม่เพียงพอนะครับแต่ว่าเวลาทำงานเราจริงจังนะครับ we are very serious ใช่ไหมครับพี่นัทเราพี่
Hard and play hard ครับ
ส่งงานผมยังครับที่แชร์เมื่อวานครับ
เย็นนี้ครับคืนนี้ครับผม
อ๋อโอเคครับโอเคอันนี้ล้อเล่นนะครับแต่เราทำงานจริงจังนะครับผู้บริหารเข้าถึงง่ายโอเคพี่นัท
โอ้
เราเริ่มกันเลยดีไหมครับเดี๋ยว HR เขาจะบอกว่าเราติดเล่นเกิน
โอเคครับเดี๋ยวผมแชร์สไลด์นิดหนึ่งนะฮะทุกคนเห็นสไลด์นะครับ
ขึ้นแล้วครับ
โอเคครับก็น้องปันครับเราเป็นบริษัทที่มีมิชชั่นและวิชั่นยังไงบ้างครับ
ได้ครับก็เราเป็น fintech startup นะครับแต่ถ้าพูดถึงมิชชั่นนะก็จะที่เห็นเขียนใหญ่ๆอยู่ในหน้านี้เลยนะครับเราour mission ก็คือ we want to give everyone a real chance at a better life through fair and simple access to finance นะครับซึ่งจริงๆถ้าต้องแปลเป็นไทยเนาะพี่นัทก็เราพยายามที่จะเสริมสร้างการเข้าถึงนะครับแล้วก็ทำให้ทุกคนสามารถมีชีวิตที่ดีขึ้นได้นะครับผ่านการเปิดการเข้าถึงแล้วก็ทางโอกาสทางการเงินนะครับในท่าที่ง่ายแล้วก็ปลอดภัยมีความเป็นธรรมนะครับจริงๆอยากจะขอเน้นตรง subtitle นิดนึงนะข้างล่างที่เขียนว่า we believe financial inclusion transform lives นะครับ our technology bridges the gap between traditional banking and underserved communities ตัวนี้จะเห็นนะว่ามีอยู่3คีย์เวิร์ดใช่ไหมครับมี financial inclusion มีเรื่องของ underserved แล้วก็มีเรื่องของเทคโนโลยีนะครับ financial inclusion ก็ตรงตัวเนอะอยากจะเปิดโอกาสการเข้าถึงบริการทางการเงินนะครับถามว่าทำไมก็ต้องบอกว่าจริงๆในประเทศไทยเนี่ยยังมีกลุ่มคนที่เราเรียกว่าเป็น underserved เนี่ยอยู่เยอะมากๆนะครับ underserved ในที่นี้ก็คืออาจจะเข้าไม่ถึงบริการทางการเงินหรือสินเชื่อนะครับเนื่องจากว่าอาจจะมีรายได้ที่ไม่ถึงใช่ไหมครับหรือว่ามีรายได้ที่ไม่สม่ำเสมอในภาพอาจจะเป็น riders ใช่ไหมครับหรือว่าอาจจะเป็นพนักงานเงินเดือนที่มีside income ใช่ไหมครับทำขายของออนไลน์ตัวอย่างนะแล้วก็คีย์เวิร์ดสุดท้ายก็คือเรื่องของเทคโนโลยีนะครับก็อันนี้ก็เป็นอยู่ใน DNA ของบริษัทเราพยายามที่จะใช้เทคโนโลยีเนี่ยเข้ามาช่วยแก้ปัญหาต่างๆนะครับ
สรุปก็คือเราค่อนข้าง mission driven นะครับที่จะสร้าง social impact ให้กลุ่ม underserved นะฮะโดยใช้เทคโนโลยีเป็นตัวนำว่าเราสามารถใช้เทคโนโลยีมาช่วยคนกลุ่มเหล่านี้ได้อย่างไรนะครับ
แน่นอนครับเดี๋ยวจะมีตัวเลขด้วยเนอะ
โอเครออีกนิดหนึ่งครับทีนี้ปัญหาที่เราพยายามแก้ปัญหากันอยู่นะครับมีอะไรบ้างครับลองแชร์ได้ไหมครับ
ได้ครับจริงๆหน้านี้เนี่ยอยากจะลองเพ้นให้เห็นภาพของสเกลปัญหาที่เรากำลังพูดถึงนะเรื่องของ underserved เรื่อง financial inclusion นะครับก็เดี๋ยวพูดถึงฝั่งขวามือ3 เรื่องนะปัญหาใหญ่ๆเลยนะครับในประเทศไทยหลายๆคนไม่แน่ใจว่าพอจะเคยได้ยินกันมาบ้างไหมนะครับก็คือเรื่องของตัว credit gap นะครับต้องบอกว่าในประเทศไทยเนี่ยจริงๆถ้าเรานึกถึงภาพ working force ใช่ไหมครับมีอยู่ประมาณ40 million people แล้วก็ประมาณ40 ล้านคน ถ้าดูเจาะลงไปอีกเนี่ยจริงๆประมาณเกือบ20 ถึง 30 ล้านคนเนี่ยอาจจะถือว่าอยู่ในกลุ่มที่อาจจะไม่ได้มี full access to financial service หรือว่าสินเชื่อนะครับอาจจะเป็นเพราะอย่างที่บอกไปเป็นกลุ่ม underserved อาจจะรายได้ไม่มากเท่าไหร่หรือว่าอาจจะมี income ไม่สม่ำเสมอนะครับก็ถือว่าเป็น big chunk นะครับของกลุ่ม population ทีนี้พอเราสมมุติว่าเราเป็นลูกค้าใช่ไหมเรา underserved เราไม่สามารถเข้าถึงสินเชื่อในระบบได้เนี่ยสิ่งที่เกิดขึ้นคืออะไรครับพี่นัท
สิ่งที่เกิดขึ้นก็คือว่าเขาก็จะไปหาคนที่กู้ง่ายขึ้นนะครับว่าเช่นเป็นหนี้นอกระบบคนที่อยู่
ถูกต้องครับพี่นัทอันนี้เป็นประสบการณ์ตรงหรือเปล่าครับ
ไม่ใช่ครับ
แน่นอน
เราโชคดี
เดี๋ยว
ครับยังไม่ต้องกู้นอกระบบครับ
เราบริหารเงินได้อยู่นะครับโอเคก็
ได้อยู่
เดี๋ยวขอเสริมเพิ่มอีกนิดนึงนะตรงมุมของคำว่า predatory lending เนี่ยจริงๆถ้าอยากให้นึกภาพสเกลเนี่ยว่ามันเป็นปัญหาใหญ่ขนาดไหนเนี่ยจริงๆช่วงที่ผ่านมาเนี่ยมันมี research ออกมานะครับว่าถ้าเราพยายามจะดูว่าจำนวนสินเชื่อยอดคงค้างเนาะที่คนไปกู้ยืมนอกระบบเนี่ยนับเป็นกี่เปอร์เซ็นต์ของ GDP เนี่ยจริงๆถือว่าเป็นไซส์ที่ใหญ่มากนะครับพี่นัทอยากเดาไหมครับว่าประมาณกี่เปอร์เซ็นต์ของ GDP ประเทศไทยครับ
หนี้นอกระบบสัก1 ถึง 2%ได้ไหมฮะ
โอ้โหพี่อันนี้ใช้ personal point of view ใช่ไหมครับจริงๆเยอะนะครับประมาณ
เอาเหรอครับ
10 ถึง 15%นะครับถ้า
อ้าว
convert เป็นเลขบาทเนอะก็น่าจะอยู่ประมาณเกือบ2 ล้านล้านนะครับหรือว่าถ้าใครคุ้นชินกับเลข US ดอลลาร์มากกว่าก็ประมาณ50-60 บิลเลียนนะครับก็ถือว่าใหญ่อยู่ครับทีนี้นอกเหนือจาก2 เรื่องเนี้ยมันมีอีกเรื่องหนึ่งที่อาจจะไม่ได้อยู่ในหน้านี้แต่ว่าจริงๆหลายๆคนที่อาจจะสามารถเข้าถึงสินเชื่อในระบบได้เนี่ยก็ไม่ได้แปลว่าเขามีexperience ที่ดีหรือว่า smooth นะครับเพราะว่าหลายๆprovider เนี่ยก็อาจจะยังใช้วิธีการในการวิเคราะห์ที่ manual อยู่แล้วก็นำไปสู่การใช้เวลานานกว่าจะได้ approve ใช่ไหมครับแต่ว่าอันสุดท้ายในหน้านี้เรื่องของ AI Money Coach นะครับจริงๆอยากจะพูดถึงในมุมของว่าเราพยายามที่จะ solve เนี่ยไม่ใช่แค่เรื่องของการให้ access ในช่วงเริ่มต้นเนอะแต่ว่าจริงๆเราก็อยากที่จะช่วยให้คำปรึกษาช่วย build knowledge หรือ literacy นะครับกับลูกค้าของเราให้เขาสามารถที่จะพ้นจากกับดักวงจรนี้ได้นะครับ
ก็ดูปัญหาน่าสนใจนะครับทั้ง3 อันเลยนะครับมีประโยชน์ด้วย social impact นะครับแล้วก็ยากท้าทายมากพอสมควรนะครับน้องๆคนอยากรู้แล้วครับว่าแล้วเราแก้ปัญหานี้ยังไงนะครับเดี๋ยวเราจะ go over กันครับว่าเราพยายามแก้ปัญหานี้ด้วยวิธีไหน
ได้ครับก็อันนี้ขอเข้าสู่ช่วงขายของนะครับสำหรับบริษัท Abacus นะครับจะต้องบอกว่าตัวโซลูชันเรานะครับแฟลกชิพจริงๆก็คือแอปพลิเคชันที่เรียกว่า Money Thunder นะครับแล้วถามว่ามันคืออะไรมันก็คือเรียกได้ว่าเป็น fully automated นะครับดิจิ t a ลlending app นะครับที่เราพยายามที่จะเน้นเซิร์ฟกลุ่มคนที่underserved ไม่สามารถเข้าถึงบริการทางการเงินได้นะครับซึ่งหลายๆอย่างเทคโนโลยีเนี่ยเราก็บิวกันเองขึ้น in-house นะครับเพื่อเอามาสนับสนุนกระบวนการทำงานกระบวนการปล่อยสินเชื่อนะครับด้วยเทคพวกเนี้ยจริงๆพี่นัทพอเล่าเร็วๆได้ไหมครับว่าเรามี killer feature ประมาณไหนบ้างครับ
ได้เลยครับก็อย่างที่บอกนะครับว่าเราเป็นเทคคอมพานีเราพยายามใช้เทคในการแก้ปัญหาเพราะฉะนั้นกระบวนการสมัครสินเชื่อบนแอปพลิเคชันของเราเนี่ยไม่มี human intervention เลยนะครับเพราะฉะนั้นเราสามารถให้ fast approval ได้ภายใน2 นาทีนะครับด้วย AI เทคโนโลยีของเรานะครับแล้วก็อีกอันหนึ่งคือเรื่องที่เราพยายามขยายโอกาสไปยังกลุ่มลูกค้าที่ไม่ใช่พนักงานเงินเดือนนะฮะก็คือพนักงานเงินเดือนเนี่ยปกติเขาสามารถกู้จากธนาคารได้อยู่แล้วนะครับในกลุ่มที่มีค้าขายหรือว่ามีงานอะไรก็ตามที่ไม่ได้มีรายได้มั่นคงไม่ได้มีงานประจำนะครับก็สามารถกู้กับเราได้เพราะเราไม่ต้องการ pay slip นะครับแล้วก็อีกอันหนึ่งที่สำคัญสำหรับ financial service ก็คือว่าเราต้องสร้างความ trust สร้างความมั่นใจให้กับลูกค้าของเรานะครับว่าเราปลอดภัยแล้วก็โปร่งใสนะครับแล้วเรา take PDPA หรือว่า data security ของลูกค้าของเราเนี่ยจริงจังนะครับในการปกป้องลูกค้าdata ของลูกค้าของเราครับ
อันนี้ก็จะเป็นในมุม Access ใช่ไหมครับเรียกได้ว่าโหลดมาปุ๊บสมัครอีกไม่เกิน10 นาทีได้เงินนะครับถ้าน้องๆคนไหนสนใจก็ลองดาวน์โหลดมาลองสมัครได้นะครับแต่ว่าจริงๆนอกเหนือจากเรื่องของที่เรียกว่าเป็น Access นะ3 อันด้านบน Fast Approval No Pay Slip Safe Transparent นะครับอีก angle หนึ่งละกันในมุมลูกค้าที่เราก็ให้ความสำคัญค่อนข้างเยอะอย่างที่เล่าไปก็คือเราพยายามที่จะช่วยให้เขาสามารถที่จะพัฒนาชีวิตทางการเงินได้ใช่ไหมครับยกตัวอย่างเช่นเราก็จะมีฟีเจอร์ที่ช่วยbuild credit ใช่ไหมครับช่วยเสริมสร้าง behavior ที่ดีในการชำระเงินคืนใช่ไหมครับหรือว่าเราก็มี flexibility feature ใช่ไหมครับสมมติว่าลูกค้าเขามีชีวิตค่อนข้าง tight ใช่ไหมฮะ sensitive กับเหตุการณ์ภายนอกเนอะอาจจะเกิดอุบัติเหตุอะไรขึ้นบ้างนะครับเราก็พยายามที่จะมีฟีเจอร์ที่ช่วยสนับสนุนให้เขายังสามารถที่จะ remain on track ในการจ่ายหนี้คืนเราได้แล้วก็ยังเป็นลูกค้าคุณภาพดีอยู่นะครับแล้วก็รวมไปถึงล่าสุดเนี่ยก็จะมีpolicy ของแบงก์ชาติที่เพิ่งออกมาเนอะเรียกว่า responsible lending ที่พยายามที่จะช่วยเรียกได้ว่าคุ้มครองลูกหนี้นะครับไม่ให้เกิดอาการกู้ยืมเกินตัวใช่ไหมครับเราก็make sure ว่าฟีเจอร์ต่างๆหรือว่าสิ่งที่เรา offer เนี่ยก็ inline ไปกับpolicy นี้เพราะว่ามันก็ตรงกับมิชชั่นของเรานะครับที่เราพยายามที่จะสร้างfair access ใช่ไหมครับ
เยี่ยมไปเลยครับ
นี่มีฟันแฟกต์อีกอันหนึงพี่นัทผมเกือบลืมจริงๆด้วยความที่เราใช้เทคโนโลยีเนาะทำให้เราสามารถที่จะออโตเมตโปรเซสได้ค่อนข้างเยอะใช่ไหมครับถามพี่นัทดีกว่าพี่นัทรู้ไหมว่าจริงๆในแต่ละเดือนเนี่ยด้วยบริษัทเราเนะมีคนอยู่ประมาณ120-130คนนะครับเราสามารถที่จะ process แอปพลิเคชันสินเชื่อได้ประมาณกี่ฉบับครับต่อฉบับนึงดูเป็นเปเปอร์ไปได้กี่รายการดีกว่าครับ
พี่เทียบเป็นคนแล้วกันนะครับถ้าคนคนหนึงเนี่ยปกติอ่านใบสมัครที่มีเอกสารมากมายเนี่ยสัก10 ใบต่อวันก็เหนื่อยละและเดือนหนึ่งมันจะมี20 working day ใช่ไหมครับเพราะฉะนั้นคนหนึ่งเนี่ยเดือนหนึ่งก็ได้ประมาณ200 ใบสมัครเรามี100 กว่าคนก็อาจจะประมาณ25,000 ใบต่อเดือนนะครับถ้าเป็นคนนะ
โอ้
แต่
พี่นัทผม
ที่เรา
ไม่คณิตศาสตร์ไม่โอลิมปิกครับคิดตามไม่ทันนะแต่ว่าถ้าตอบเร็วๆก็พี่อาจจะตกศูนย์ไปตัวนึงครับพี่นัทเราโปรเซสเนี่ยจริงๆเคยได้ไปมากถึงแบบ400,000-500,000นะครับต่อเดือนที่การสมัครเข้ามานะครับก็ถือว่าเป็นdemonstration นะของพลังของเทคโนโลยีที่เอามาช่วยในการยกระดับการให้สินเชื่อนะครับ
แสดงว่าคนทำเทคที่นี่เขาเก่งมากๆนะครับเนี่ย
อ๋อใช่ครับจริงๆพี่นัทพนักงานเรา70%เป็นสายเทคนะครับเราไม่ได้มีเครดิตออฟฟิเซอร์ทุกคนที่จะมานั่งวิเคราะห์ได้นะครับแต่ว่าเราก็ใช้เทคโนโลยีเข้ามาช่วยเนอะ
โอเคครับทีนี้เราเล่าไปแล้ว Product ของเราคืออะไรพอจะแชร์ได้ไหมครับว่าที่เรา launch Product ของเราไป5 ถึง 6 ปีที่ผ่านมาเนี่ยมันได้ผลลัพธ์ยังไงบ้างครับ
โอ้ยจริงๆผลลัพธ์เนี่ยผมขอเริ่มจากในภาพของ positive social impact ก่อนแล้วกันนะครับเพราะว่าอันนี้เป็นอย่างที่บอกเป็นหนึ่งในมิชชั่นหลักๆของเราเลยใช่ไหมครับก็เรา track เรื่องนี้เรื่องเดี๋ยวนี้มันมีกระแส ESG มาเนอะเราก็ track ค่อนข้าง seriously แต่เรา track มาก่อนหน้านั้นอีกเรา track มาตั้งแต่เริ่มถ้าจะเริ่มให้บริการเลยนะครับเราก็มีรายงานให้ investor ต่างๆนะครับแต่ว่าขอยกมา4เมทริกแล้วกันที่คิดว่าเป็นตัวที่ถูกพูดถึงบ่อยนะครับก็ตามหน้านี้นะครับอันแรกก็คือจริงๆมากกว่า30%ของ borrower เราเนี่ยเคยถูก deny จากแบงก์มาก่อนนะครับหรือว่ามากกว่า30%เนี่ยก็เป็นคนที่อาจจะเคยใช้บริการสินเชื่อนอกระบบมาก่อนแล้วก็จะเป็นเรื่องของ access นะครับรวมไปถึงมากกว่า50%นะครับของ borrower เราเนี่ยจริงๆหลังจากที่เข้ามาเป็นลูกค้าเราแล้วเนี่ยสามารถที่จะเพิ่มรายได้ของเขาได้นะครับแล้วก็สุดท้ายเนี่ยมากกว่า60%ของ borrower เราเนี่ยเป็นผู้หญิงนะครับอันนี้จะแปลกๆนิดนึงแต่ว่านึกภาพจริงๆในประเทศไทยเนี่ยมันมีฟันแฟกต์อยู่ก็คือว่าผู้หญิงเนี่ยบางทีอาจจะเข้าถึงสินเชื่อได้ไม่มากเท่ากับผู้ชายนะครับในบางกรณีอย่างเช่นสมมติว่าแต่งงานใช่ไหมครับทรัพย์สินอาจจะอยู่ภายใต้ชื่อสามีแล้วก็อาจจะเกิดความยากลำบากนิดนึงในการที่จะสมัครสินเชื่อให้ผ่านนะครับ
ก็ค่อนข้าง impressive นะครับเลขเหล่านี้นะฮะแล้วก็จริงๆเราอาจจะไม่ได้พอใจกับเลขนี้นะครับนั่นคือมิชชั่นของเราที่พยายามจะเพิ่มเลขเหล่านี้เพิ่มขึ้นเข้าไปด้วยนะครับทีนี้อาจจะหลายคนอาจจะมีคำถามว่าเราเป็น fintech startup เราใช้เงินเราทุ่มเงินเพื่อซื้อเลขเหล่านี้หรือเปล่าหรือว่าแล้วปัจจุบันเนี้ยเรายังขาดทุนหรือเปล่านะครับ
อ่
พอจะ
า
financial performance ได้ไหมครับ
ได้ครับจริงๆต้องบอกว่าขอพูดถึง Impact นิดนึงนะครับถ้าน้องๆคนไหนสนใจก็อย่างที่บอกนะเราพยายามที่จะเพิ่มเลขพวกนี้อยู่แน่นอนนะครับตามกับมิชชั่นก็ถ้าใครสนใจมาร่วมกันก็อาจจะเป็นส่วนหนึ่งใน effort ของการทำตรงนี้แต่ว่าขอพูดถึง financial นะเมื่อกี้พี่นัทถามมาก็อาจจะเคยเห็นกันว่าแบบฟินเทคมันเป็นโมเดลเบิร์นเงินหรือเปล่าแล้วก็ต้องบอกว่าจริงๆช่วง 2-3 ปีที่ผ่านมาเนี่ยเป็น interesting year สำหรับ Abacus นะครับจริงๆเราเริ่ม turn profit เนี่ยตั้งแต่ปี 2023แล้วก็profit ก็ไต่ขึ้นมาค่อนข้างชาร์ปนะครับยกตัวอย่างเช่นปี 2025 ที่ผ่านมานะครับก็เราเพิ่มกำไรจริงๆเพิ่ม2 เท่าด้วยซ้ำไปนะครับเทียบกับปี 2024 ก็ตอกย้ำถึง sustainability แล้วกันนะกับ resiliency ของโมเดลบริษัทเรานะครับนอกจากนี้จริงๆเราก็ได้รับความไว้วางใจจากleading investor นะครับ VC อาจจะใครอยู่ในเซสชันที่1เมื่อกี้ก็มี mention Abacus เนอะเราก็มี Raise Fund Series A Series B ช่วง 2021-22 นะครับก็total ลงทุนมาประมาณเกือบ1,000 กว่าล้านบาทนะครับแล้วก็ขอแถมอีกนิดนึงแล้วกันเนาะไหนๆก็ขายของละ
เต็มที่เลยครับได้เลยครับ
ครับปีที่แล้วนะครับที่เพิ่งผ่านพ้นไปนะครับเราก็มีระดมทุนออกหุ้นกู้นะครับ1,000 ล้านบาทเพื่อมาสนับสนุนการเจริญเติบโตในก้าวถัดไปนะครับก็ถือว่าเป็นdemonstration ละกันเนอะของความสำเร็จในเชิงของ financial ที่ควบคู่ไปกับในเรื่องของตัว social impact นะครับก็ทำเพื่อสังคมอย่างเดียวไม่ได้เนอะเราก็ต้องได้เงินด้วยนะครับ
ครับเราได้เงินเรามีกำไรมาแล้ว3 ปีใช่ไหมครับเพราะฉะนั้นน้องๆไม่ต้องกังวลเรื่อง job security นะครับอยู่กับเรามี job security แน่นอนนะครับทีนี้
อุตส่าห์ไม่ทายกินแล้วนะครับ
อะไรนะครับ
อุตส่าห์ไม่ทายกินแล้วนะครับแต่ว่า
เหรอครับครับ
ใช่
โอเคครับก็
ทำความ
ฟัง
เข้าใจ
เกี่ยวกับเรื่องที่ผ่านมาเราพูดถึงเรื่องมิชชั่นของเราเนาะมีและปัญหาที่เราพยายามแก้ไขรวมถึง Product ที่เราใช้ในการแก้ปัญหาเหล่านั้นนะครับถึงจุดนี้ถ้าน้องๆ convince แล้วว่าเฮ้ยอยากทำงานที่นี่ก็สามารถไปที่ virtual booth แล้วก็สมัครได้เลยนะครับไม่ต้องรอถึงจบpresentation แต่ว่าถ้าใครยังไม่ convince ก็เดี๋ยวเราต้องพูดต่อไปครับว่าแล้วทำงานกับเราเนี่ยรูปแบบการทำงานเป็นยังไงแล้วก็จะเห็นภาพมากขึ้นนะครับว่ามันตรงกับสิ่งที่เรามองหาหรือเปล่านะครับ
ใช่ครับแล้วจริงๆในมุมของ FinTech Startup ครับพี่นัทจริงๆเราเป็นคนหรือเราเป็นองค์กรประมาณไหนครับ
ครับผมก็ core values ของเรานะครับที่ทำให้เราเป็นตัว guiding principle ให้เราทำงานนะครับก็อันแรกเลยเรา think bold ครับทำนอกกรอบคิดนอกกรอบdo the impossible ทำในสิ่งที่เป็นไปไม่ได้นะครับแล้วก็ make impact นะครับอย่างที่บอกไปนะครับว่าเราmake social impact ไปในตัวด้วยนะครับแล้วก็ build trust อันนี้ก็สำคัญเพราะว่าเราทำ financial service ดังนั้นการที่จะให้คนมาฝากอนาคตทางการเงินกับเราเนี่ยเราจำเป็นที่จะต้องซื้อใจเขานะครับให้เขา trust กับเรานะครับ ทีนี้รูปแบบการทำงานภายในของเราก็เป็น Agile Method นะฮะเป็นการทำงานแบบ Scrum ซึ่งสามารถทำให้เราปรับเปลี่ยนได้เร็วนะครับมี 2 week sprint ถ้าจะเปลี่ยนอะไรเปลี่ยนrequirement อะไรต่างๆเนี่ยก็สามารถทำได้ within 2 weeks นะฮะแล้วก็เราเกิดมาใหม่ๆประมาณ 7-8 ปีที่ผ่านมาก็มี Cloud เรียบร้อยเพราะฉะนั้นเราก็ set up Cloud Infrastructure ตั้งแต่ day one นะครับเพราะฉะนั้นเทคโนโลยีที่ใช้ถ้าใครคุ้นเคยกับ AWS Azure หรือว่า GCP Google นะครับก็สามารถทำงานกับเราได้ทันทีนะครับแล้วก็มีรูปแบบการทำงานเป็น cross functional squad นะครับเป็นทีมเล็กๆที่รวบรวมคนจากหลากหลายโลเข้ามาเพื่อจะสามารถ delivery feature ได้อย่าง independently นะครับก็เป็นหนึ่งในวิธีที่เป็น agile เหมือนกันนะครับอีกอย่างหนึ่งที่เรามี DNA ก็คือว่าเรื่อง data driven นะครับใครอยู่ในองค์กรเราก็จะเห็นว่าเรา religiously track data แล้วก็ใช้ data ในการmake decision นะครับโดยการทำ experiment แล้วก็ดูผล data อะไรต่างๆนะครับเพื่อที่จะ make decision และ move องค์กร forward ด้วยนะครับ
พี่นัทครับแล้วในฐานะChief Data and AI นะครับช่วงนี้อาจจะเห็นเทรนด์ AI กำลังมาแรงเนอะแล้วเราก็เป็นบริษัท AI driven เนอะเราสร้างเทคโนโลยีขึ้นมาเองเยอะไม่ว่าจะเป็นเรื่องของการประมวลผลสินเชื่อการทำติดตามหนี้ใช่ไหมครับอยากฟังนิดนึงครับว่าจริงๆด้วยเทรนด์พวกเนี้ยมันทำไมให้เราต้องเปลี่ยนแปลงหรือว่าปรับปรุงหรือพัฒนาวิธีการทำงานของเรายังไงบ้างครับ
ครับก็ปรับปรุงพอสมควรเท่าที่ปันเห็นนะครับงานของเราปีนี้เยอะมากนะฮะด้วยความที่ AI เข้ามาเราเลยต้องมี AI transformation ในองค์กรนะครับแต่ทีนี้เวลาคนพูดถึง AI เนี่ยก็อยากจะให้มองเป็นสัก2-3ด้านแล้วกันนะครับ AI อันแรกคือเกี่ยวกับ product นะเราใช้ AI และ machine learning เข้ามาในธุรกิจหลักของเราก็คือการทำ credit scoring การทำ fraud detection นะครับเพื่อที่จะประเมินความเสี่ยงว่าเราควรจะอนุมัติสินเชื่อให้กับใครบ้างนะครับโดยที่เรายังสามารถทำให้ financial performance ของเรายังดูดีอยู่ได้อยู่นะครับไม่ได้มีหนี้เสียเยอะจนเกินไปนะครับอีกด้านหนึ่งก็คือการเอา AI เข้ามาใช้ใน software development life cycle นะครับตั้งแต่การออกแบบฟีเจอร์นะครับว่าตัว product เราจะมีฟีเจอร์อะไรพอมีฟีเจอร์เสร็จเราก็เขียน requirements นะฮะเขียน requirement ทั้ง product requirements หรือว่า technical requirements โดยใช้ AI เข้ามาช่วยในการร่าง draft อะไรได้ด้วยนะครับแล้วก็มีการสร้างtickets นะ Jira ticket เพื่อทำ task tracking เสร็จแล้วก็ development code development ครับที่ทาง software engineer ก็สามารถใช้ AI ในการทำให้การเขียนโค้ดมันเร็วขึ้นได้ด้วยบางบางทีมหรือทีม QA ของเราก็เริ่มมีเอา AI เข้ามาใช้ในการตรวจสอบโค้ดหรือว่า test โค้ดต่างๆด้วยแล้วนะครับก่อนจะขึ้นถึง production นะครับก็พูดง่ายๆว่า throughout the software development life cycle SDLC เนี่ยเราพยายามในปีนี้แหละเราพยายามที่จะเอา AI เข้าไปใช้ในทุกภาคส่วนนะครับแล้วก็ในส่วนทีมที่ไม่ได้เกี่ยวข้องกับกระบวนการ SDLC นะครับก็สามารถมี personal budget ที่สามารถไปซื้อ AI tools แล้วก็ไปใช้ในหน้างานของเขาได้นะครับถ้าช่วยให้เขาสามารถทำงานได้ดีขึ้นไม่ว่าจะเป็นการวางแผน strategies การทำ note taking ใน meetings นะครับก็สามารถใช้ได้เช่นกันครับ
ฟังมาขนาดนี้แล้วพี่นัทพอจะเล่าต่อไปอีกนิดนึงได้ไหมครับว่าปัจจุบันตอนเนี้ยบริษัทหรือองค์กรเราเนี่ยพยายามที่จะขยับขยายเนอะหรือว่า build capability ด้านประมาณไหนบ้างครับ
โอเคครับก็เรามีหลายทีมครับเบื้องหลังความสำเร็จที่เห็นเป็นตัวเลขสวยงามทั้ง financial แล้วก็ทั้ง social impact ที่น้องๆเห็นนะฮะก็มีหลายทีมนะครับแต่สิ่งหนึ่งที่พี่อยากจะเน้นก่อนก็คือว่า บริษัทเรายังเล็กอยู่นะครับ100 กว่าคนเพราะฉะนั้นแต่ละคนที่เข้ามาเนี่ยสามารถสร้าง Impact ได้จริงๆนะครับสามารถเสนอไอเดียแล้วก็ execute ของให้ลูกค้าใช้ได้จริงๆนะครับก็นั่นเป็นข้อดีของการทำงานองค์กรขนาดเล็กหรือขนาดกลางนะครับ100 กว่าคนครับส่วนทีมหรือว่าสกิลที่เรามองหาอยู่นะครับถ้าน้องได้เรียนตรงสายยังไงก็ตามก็สามารถที่จะพิจารณาได้นะครับก็มี Product Management Data Science นะครับ Data Engineering Business Development Strategy Software Engineering Marketing Portfolio Management นะครับทีมFinance ทีม HR นะครับโอเคมาถึงจุดนี้แล้วก็ถ้าหวังว่าน้องๆคง convince นะครับว่า Abacus เป็นที่ที่ใช่สำหรับน้องๆหรือเปล่านะครับแต่ว่าถ้ายังรู้สึกไม่ convince ก็พี่มี last chance last slide นะครับที่จะconvince น้องๆอีกรอบหนึ่งนะฮะว่าสนใจที่สมัครงานกับ Abacus หรือเปล่าครับ
ได้ครับพี่นัทก็เดี๋ยวก่อนอื่นผมขอ address elephant in the room ก่อนนิดนึงเนาะเรื่องของ benefit เนาะก็หลายๆคนอาจจะกังวลเป็น startup เห็น profit ก็จริงแต่ว่าในมุมของ benefit เนี่ยเป็นยังไงนะครับก็ต้องบอกว่าจริงๆเราก็เป็น competitive benefit company นะครับเราก็มี top tier compensation package รวมไปถึงเรื่องอื่นๆนอกเหนือจากนี้นะครับไม่ว่าจะเป็นเรื่องของ health insurance ใช่ไหมครับหรือว่าเรื่องของการมี wellness budget ต่างๆนะครับก็ถือว่าครอบคลุมนะครับเพราะว่าเวลาเราทำงานเราก็ต้องมี benefit ใช่ไหมครับพี่นัทเราทำงานเพราะว่าอะไรนะครับ
ใช่ครับเรามี benefit ครับ
ใช่ครับอันนี้เราเล่นนะแต่ว่าเรื่อง benefit ก็ส่วนหนึ่งแต่มองว่าอีกอันหนึงที่สำคัญอย่างที่ได้เล่าไปในเรื่องของการเป็น mission driven organization ใช่ไหมครับก็ต้องบอกว่าเรามี benefit ควบคู่กับเรื่องของ impact driven work เนอะอย่างที่พี่นัทบอกเราทำงานเพื่อ serve mission ของเราด้วยขนาดของทีมที่ยังค่อนข้างกระทัดรัดย่อมเยาอยู่นะครับก็ make sure ว่าน้องๆอย่างน้องๆทีมพี่นัทหลายคนเองเนี่ยก็มีอ่า initiative หรือว่าdevelop อะไรใหม่ๆออกมาที่เห็น impact ชัดเจนนะครับมันสามารถ trace ได้ค่อนข้างเห็นภาพว่าใครทำอะไร impact ตรงไหนนะครับก็เรียกได้ว่าเป็น benefit ควบคู่กับ impact ละกันนะครับแต่ว่าส่วนที่เหลือนี่อาจจะไปทางเทคนิดนึงนะครับอาจจะต้องรบกวนexpert นะครับChief Data AI ของเรานะครับในการconvince เป็นlast 1 minute นะครับ
โอเคครับเรามีlast 1 minuteนะฮะก็เราใช้ modern tech stack นะครับทีมของเราก็จ้างมาจาก tech company อื่นๆนะเพราะฉะนั้นเราก็พยายามที่จะ keep updated with the latest technologies นะครับแปลว่าถ้าน้องมาทำงานกับเราใน day to day work เนี่ยได้ up skill ได้พัฒนาทักษะที่ relevant ต่อไปใน future แน่นอนนะครับไม่ outdated นะครับเพ
แต่
ราะฉะนั้น
ต้องอยู่กับเรานะครับใช่ไหมอยู่กับเรา
ถ้าอยู่กับเราค
ด้
รั
วยกัน
บแล้วก็พยายาม
ก่อนนะครับ
ที่จะ อัปเดตต่อไปเรื่อยๆนะครับก็เป็นคนครับผมในแคเรียในเชิงแคเรียนะฮะอีกอันหนึงคือเรามี Tech Vibe นะครับก็พยายามสร้าง culture ภายในองค์กรให้มี activity ต่างๆที่เป็น fun activities มี hackathon มี free drinks นะครับแต่งตัวเข้ามาทำงานเป็น t-shirts ก็ได้นะครับแล้วก็มี free snack แล้วมีอาหารฟรีวันอังคารนะครับก็เห็นจากรูปนะฮะก็เห็นว่าเราก็ทั้ง work hard แล้วก็ play hard เช่นกันนะครับ
ต้องเลยครับอันนี้ที่เห็นในคอนี้จริงๆก็เป็น personality ที่แท้จริงนะครับอันนี้ไม่ได้พยายามหานะครับแต่อาจจะแปลกก็ขออภัยในที่นี้นะครับพี่ๆพยายามกันละก็หวังว่าน้องๆได้รับความรู้นะแล้วก็hopefully ได้ good times ไปนะครับพวกพี่actually had very good times นะครับพี่นัทเราจบแบบ formal นิดนึงไหมเป็นภาษาอังกฤษ
อ่าชัวร์ครับ โอเคครับก็ the last one ก็ thank you for your time นะครับ that coming to hear us talk about our company's Abacus นะครับ so next if you have any questions first of all if you want to apply right now I think you can scan or go to the virtual booth and
thank
if
you
you have any
everyone
questions then feel free
ขอบคุณมากครับพี่ๆ2 คน we have quite a few questions in the Q&A section so I'll just ask the questions and you guys feel free to answer first question ถ้าย้อนกลับไปตอนที่พี่ๆยังเป็นนักศึกษามีสกิลด้าน Data หรือ AI อะไรที่อยากเริ่มเรียนเร็วกว่านี้ไหมคะ
อันนี้น่าจะต้องไปทางพี่นะครับถ้าเป็นด้าน Data AI เนี่ยแต่ว่าอ่าพี่ก็อาจจะจบมาสักพักแล้วแต่ฟัง perspective พี่นัท
ครับ
ได้ครับ
ขอบคุณครับ อ่าก็สักพักหนึ่งแล้วฮะก็จบมาสมัยนักศึกษาแต่พี่พูดถึงว่าสกิลที่สำคัญในปัจจุบันนี้แล้วกันถ้าน้องยังเรียนปี 2ปี 3ปี 4แล้วยังสามารถเทคคอร์สได้อยู่เนาะว่าตัดสินใจเทคคอร์สในปีสุดท้ายอะไรเงี้ยเพื่อที่จะกลับมาแล้วตอบโจทย์ในที่ทำงานนะครับสกิล Data ที่สำคัญก็อืม ต้องแบ่งสายงานก่อนแล้วกันว่าเวลาเราพูดถึงสายงาน Data เนี่ยมีหลาย roles มากเลยนะเช่น Data Engineering สิ่งที่เขาทำก็คือว่าเขาทำให้ Data ในองค์กรมันเป็นระบบ นะครับจากที่แต่ละทีมแต่ละฝ่ายมี Data หลากหลาย format สกีมาที่ต่างกันจากหลากหลายซอสด้วยซ้ำไปนะครับทำยังไงให้ Data เหล่านั้นเนี่ยสามารถเป็นระบบได้นะครับผ่านBig Data Technologies Processing นะครับแล้วก็ทำให้คนอื่นในองค์กรเนี่ยสามารถใช้ Data ได้อย่าง efficiently นะครับถ้า Engineering with Big Data เป็นสิ่งที่น้องสนใจก็ take course เกี่ยวกับ Data Engineering นะครับทีนี้ถ้าการพวก analyze data ว่าเฮ้ยเราอยากหา insight เราแบบอยากตั้งคำถามทาง business แล้วตอบคำถามไปทาง business ว่าลูกค้ากลุ่มไหนมาซื้อของเรามากมาเป็น repeating customer นะหรือเราสามารถที่จะเพิ่มธุรกิจอะไรเพิ่มเติมได้สามารถขายอะไรเพิ่มเติมได้ ถ้าเราชอบที่จะใช้ Data ในการตอบคำถาม business เหล่านี้ก็สามารถเทคในสายเกี่ยวกับเรื่อง Data Analytics ได้นะครับหรือ Data Scientist นะครับแล้วก็อีกมุมหนึ่งของ Data Scientist คือการทำ AI Machine Learning Models นะก็คือการสร้างโมเดลที่สามารถช่วย predict หรือ forecast ผลได้นะครับไม่ว่าจะเป็นการเช่นเรื่องการทำ recommendations ว่าลูกค้าคนนี้ควรจะซื้อของอะไรนะครับหรือฝั่งเราเองก็จะพิจิตรว่าลูกค้าคนนี้จะจ่ายเงินคืนเราหรือเปล่านะครับก็ถ้าใครสนใจทำแมจิกในการพิจิตรว่าลูกค้าแต่ละคนมีความสนใจอะไรจะจ่ายเงินคืนหรือเปล่าอะไรประมาณนี้เกี่ยวกับเรื่อง predictions นะครับก็เทคเกี่ยวกับเรื่องmachine learning class นะครับถ้าอยากนั้นหรือ AI models นะฮะแล้วก็จะมีอีกสายหนึ่งคือสายปัจจุบันเลยคือสาย Gen AI ว่าซึ่งไม่แน่ใจว่าหลายๆบริษัทโทษทีนะครับหลายๆมหาลัยเริ่มมีคอร์สมากขึ้นแล้วหรือยังนะครับเกี่ยวกับเรื่อง LLM ว่าถ้าเราสนใจที่จะเป็นคนพัฒนาเทคโนโลยี LLM เพื่อให้คนอื่นใช้ในการทำ day to day work ChatGPT Claude Anthropic Gemini อะไรพวกเนี้ยก็เทคคลาสที่เกี่ยวข้องกับ LLM ครับเพราะฉะนั้นพี่บอกว่าทั้งหมดเนี้ยดูแล้วเป็นสำคัญสำหรับบริษัทเกือบทั้งหมดเลยนะครับเพราะฉะนั้นเทคอะไรก็ไม่ติดบริษัทเทคคอมพานีจะ always มีโลเหล่านี้เสมอมันขึ้นอยู่ความสนใจของเรานั่นแหละว่าเราอยากจะไปทางด้านไหนครับ
ว่าจะเสริมพี่
ครับ
นัทนิดนึงแล้วกันนะครับอันนี้ reflect ในมุมของคนเป็นเรียกว่าเป็น non tech แล้วกันนะคืออาจจะไม่ได้พูดถึง specific data AI skills แต่ว่าอ่า2-3 ปีที่ผ่านมาช่วงนี้ก็เริ่มรู้สึกว่าเอ้ย mindset หรือว่า skill ในการ being able to continuously learning หรือว่าสอนตัวเองหรือไปสอบถามผู้รู้โดยเฉพาะภาพที่เกี่ยวข้องกับ AI หรือ Gen AI Agentic AI ใช่ไหมครับที่มันเปลี่ยนเร็วมาก ก็เริ่มมีความสำคัญมากขึ้น คือเมื่อก่อนเนี่ยเราอาจจะเรา take learning as a slower pace ได้ แต่ว่าเดี๋ยวนี้คือมันเปลี่ยนแบบปีที่แล้วGen AI ใช่ไหมครับ ChatGPT 2022November เนี่ยผ่านมาเพิ่งประมาณ3-4 ปีก็มีอะไรงอกขึ้นมาเต็มเลยเนอะก็เลยรู้สึกว่าถ้ามองในมุมผม reflect กลับไปก็คิดว่าการให้ความสำคัญแล้วก็การมีจะเรียกว่าเป็นวินัยหรือความ curiosity เนี่ยก็เป็นanother big chunk ละกันในมุมของคนที่เป็น non tech นะครับแต่ว่าเริ่มต้องใช้ tech มากขึ้น
เห็นด้วย
ครับ
อย่างยิ่งครับ
มีคำถามหนึ่งthey wrote it in English but they said you can respond in Thai they say personally I'm very interested in the abacus core technology or ACT that uses AI for loan decision making I'd like to ask in this role how is the market research analyzed and then passed on to the data or tech teams to further develop models so what is the relationship between the market research team and the data and tech team
ครับอ่า Market Research Team หลักๆก็หา Insight จากลูกค้านะครับว่าลูกค้าของเราเนี่ยทำอาชีพอะไรแล้วแต่ละวันเขาทำอะไรนะครับส่วนฝั่งทีมที่ทำ Models ก็พยายามจะหา Signals ว่า Signal ไหนเนี่ยมันช่วยให้เราสามารถ make prediction ได้ว่าลูกค้าแต่ละคนเขามี credit worthiness หรือว่าจะจ่ายโลนคืนได้มากเท่าไหร่นะครับ ทีนี้ถ้าจะมองว่ามีซีเนอร์จีระหว่าง2ทีมยังไงก็คือว่าทีมที่เข้าใจลูกค้าเนี่ยเขาถ้าเขาเข้าใจดีเนี่ยครับเหมือนกับเราจะให้เงินให้เพื่อนยืมเงินเราดูอะไรบ้างว่าเราอยากจะให้เพื่อนยืมเงินหรือเปล่านะครับว่าเพื่อนคนนี้มีอินคัมเข้ามา stable หรือเปล่าเพื่อนคนนี้เขาทำอาชีพอะไรมีนิสัยเป็นอย่างไรมีbehavior อะไรบางอย่างที่มันน่าจะเป็นตัวเป็นครูที่บอกเราได้ว่าเพื่อนเขาจะจ่ายตังค์คืนหรือเปล่านะครับ อินไซต์เหล่านั้นที่ทาง Market Research ทำนะครับว่าเกี่ยวกับลูกค้าทั้งหมดเนี่ยมันสามารถเป็น Input ให้กับทีมที่ทำRisk Model ได้ว่าเราควรจะต้องดูbehavior หรือ Signal ตรงไหนของลูกค้าเราเพื่อที่เราสามารถ accurately predict ได้ว่าลูกค้าจะจ่ายเงินคืนหรือเปล่าครับ
Perhaps I can add a little bit. Let me take this one in English. So เดี๋ยวเขาไม่
yeah
เชื่อว่าเราพูดภาษาอังกฤษกันได้นะครับพี่นัทso So I think with regards to that question, you can think of it in terms of two parallel but interacting streams. So you have sort of the data modeling, the analytics team, right? And then you also have the market research or customer research team. I think for the data team, they already have the internal process, right, to retrain the model. They also do additional research on what kind of data or what kind of features they can add to the model. They run experiments as well. But then also on the customer side, it doesn't mean that the model team is just working by themselves, right? For the customer side, whenever they have interesting insights or they want to try a certain set of experiment, whether to, oh, maybe we should relax this conditions for underwriting a little bit, right? They can also bring that insight and then integrate it into the model. And then we also have the underwriting, right, which is making decision whether to approve or not approve, where we can also do experiment on that as well. So I think it's more of a interacting separate streams. But each of them also have their own things that they're doing. It doesn't mean that we always have to rely on the customer research to be able to have new insights to improve the model.
Okay, thank you so much. I think we have time for one more question, which asks อยากทราบภาพรวมของ end-to-end ML infrastructure ในปัจจุบันครับและพวกพี่ๆมีอะไรที่สำคัญบน roadmap มากที่สุดตอนนี้
นี่ถามทุกคนเลยนะครับเนี่ย
ครับก็key advantage ของบริษัทที่ใช้ AI หรือ ML เป็นตัวโฟกัสก็คือ infrastructure ใช่ไหมครับให้เราสามารถที่จะทำ experiment ได้เร็วนะครับตัวเทคโนโลยีตัว knowledge ก็ papers ข้างนอกหรือว่าdomain knowledge นะครับอันนี้ก็ในประเทศไทยอาจจะไม่ได้ต่างกันมากสามารถค้นหาหรือว่าถามกันได้นะครับแต่ infrastructure เพื่อให้เรา test ว่าไอเดียไหน models ไหนฟีเจอร์ไหนมัน matter the most สำหรับการทำpredictions หรือว่า after task ในองค์กรเนี่ยพี่ว่านั่นคือจุดสำคัญที่เราพยายามสร้าง roadmap ให้ตอบโจทย์ตรงนั้นนะครับเพราะฉะนั้นเมทริกที่เราแท็กก็คือว่าเราสามารถที่จะพัฒนา iterate models next model versions มี new ideas ใหม่ที่จะทดลองกับ models เราสามารถทดลองและดูว่ามันมี effectiveness ในเชิงของการทำ performance lift มากน้อยแค่ไหนครับนั่นคือตอบโจทย์ทั่วไปนะครับว่า infrastructure ที่เราพยายามทำคือทำให้เราสามารถ iterate ได้เร็วขึ้นครับผ่าน experiment
ขอบคุณมากครับ and that is all the time we have for questions for this session. Once again, if you have any more questions for Abacus Digital, please feel free to enter the convention hall to the HR booth. They are available. There is a live HR representative there to talk to you. So if we didn't get to your questions today, please go to the HR representatives in the convention hall, in the booth, for further inquiries. I'd like to thank you both again. Kun Nat, Kun Pan, again for being here. It has been a pleasure listening to all your insights. And we hope to hear back from you and see you again in our next virtual career fair.
Thank you so much.
All right. Well, thank you, everyone. We surely have a great time. It's a pleasure.
Thank you. That will conclude our live session with Abacus Digital. Please feel free to join us again at 11 a.m. for our live session with Celestica. Thank you. All right, welcome back to our second live session for today. Our second company for today, Celestica, is a global tech company known for its designing, manufacturing, and supply chain solutions for complex electronics. Not only do they design and engineer hardware essentials to everyday lives to everyday people around the world, Celestica also puts plan into action, manufacturing some of the best technologies essential to all businesses. Incorporated as a subsidiary of IBM in 1996, Celestica has since been making waves, creating technology and supply chains for corporations such as Google and Amazon, as well as winning multiple awards such as the Global 100 Most Sustainable Corporations and Corporate Knights Best 50 Corporate Citizens. Celestica is looking for jobs ranging from industrial engineers, mechanical engineers, process engineers, to test development engineers and commodity management associates to join their team. To talk more about the company, it is my honor to welcome Anuchit Wintasit, the Director of Manufacturing Equipment and Process Engineering, and Vani Subramaniam, the Global Quality Director for Cloud and Connectivity Solutions at Celestica.
Good morning. Good morning.
Kun Anushit and Kunvani, are you sharing a video? It seems as it's not appearing on the screen for us.
Yeah, it appears to be a glitch. I think Julie is
I
trying to
understand.
send it out.
I
Yeah, one
understand.
second.
All right. Perfect.
1 second. All right, thank you everyone for joining today's session. As you saw in the video earlier, Celestica is a big part of value chain we call in these high performance hardware solutions that we do at Celestica. Over the years, Celestica has moved up in the value chain by designing our own high performance hardware, allowing us to compete directly with traditional networking giants. Celestica is now a global leader in high bandwidth switches. As of 2025, we hold a significant market share in 200G Ethernet switch market, outpacing our competitors. We are also transitioning into 800G 1.6 terabytes. All signifies the networking speed that we need to deliver for our customers. We are also working with hyperscaler companies. If you Google them, you know who they are, which account for 77% of our connectivity and cloud solutions revenue. It has gone up from about half, 50% from a few years ago. If we move on to the next slide. Thank you. So AI and machine learning. So these are the words that we probably hear every day, right? They are no longer experimental. They are a standard operating layer of modern, not only data centers, but our day-to-day life, right? This shift is often referred to as artificial intelligence into IT operations, right? They are the background brain of networking and data centers for us who work in Celestica. AI refers to broad capability of the network to simulate human-like decision-making, whereas machine learning is a specific set of algorithms that allows the network to learn and to learn from its own data traffic without being explicitly programmed for every scenario, right? So this means machine learning models analyze millions of telemetry points per second, and it can predict traffic jam or congestion on a specific path and ensure that it automatically reroutes, right? AI means intelligence, whereby it distributes workloads across servers and network link in real time, ensuring there is no bottleneck. This is all very, very important when it comes to data center processing speed, which is what we are always chasing after. If you move to the next slide, please, Julie. Thank you. Over the years, Celestica has transformed from being a contract manufacturer to a technology partner. What we mean by technology partner is because we have gone through the evolution of data center networking switches, we have a lot of knowledge and capability to provide more than just resources for our customers. We now provide end-to-end solutions for our customers to co-develop with them. And in some cases, end-to-end, we develop our own products that we customize for our customers. Next page, please. Okay, why our partners trust us? If you click one more time, Julie. Okay, like I said earlier, engineering capability comes with a lot of practice and experience from not only designing something, but also solving issues as we are delivering a technology to the field. And because of the years of experience we have, our customers trust us with our capability not only to be able to produce something, but also solve the problems that come our way as well. Julie? Yeah. Quality. In a lot of the cases, when you talk about quality, we talk about the end product. But at Celestica, quality is about risk avoidance. It's about risk management when we are developing the product. It's about staying ahead of risks to ensure that we have demonstrated solutions before we go into the field. And when we are developing and testing and we have issues, we ensure that they are demonstrated solutions before we start production. And at production, we continue to ensure that we have firewalls to ensure that we do not deliver problematic units to our customer. And we have to do all of this at speed because in this industry, nothing else matters than being first in the market. And in an ever-evolving situation, we are always fighting against time. So we have to be first in the market. We have to support our customers to develop complex technology, and we have to do it right the first time. Our work is real impact. I say our work because at Celestica, it's not only about completing a project. It's about continuously learning. It's about ensuring that we give importance to lessons so that we can continue to develop together with our customers. Here, when we say we make real impact, we have a very strong cross-functional team, and we have got global presence, not only from the design team, but in terms of where we produce, where we develop, and where we supply our units as well. And so because of that, we make a global footprint. We have a global footprint, and we make a global impact. Anuchit, over to you. You're on mute, Anuchit.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes, Ken.
Okay, the career path with the nonlinear goal. Then our Celestica place is the key important on this topic. Important thing is the development of the power skill. So when every time you tackling a problem, you practice and refine a specific set a high value, connective and soft skill. So I just have the T bullet that to support this, the development of the power skill. First is the analytical thinking. So you learn to break the complex issue into the manageable parts and detect root cause from the surface symptom. And the second one is the creative innovation. This is important thing is we can solving the problem force you to think outside the box and leading the development of the new product process or more efficiency of the workflow. The last one is decision making. So when you gain the experience in the weighing risk and benefits, the prioritizing action and taking responsibility for the outcome. Okay, the next one is the building resilience of the confidence. So go occur to the muscle memory of the overcome obstacle and go mindset. This is our Celestica is take care of this goal mindset. The successfully solving problem reinforce the belief that your ability can improve to the effort, making you more willing to take on the future challenge. And the self-efficacy, every solved problem increase your confidence, which allow you to remain calm and focus when faced with the high pressure situation or unexpected crisis. The next one is the increasing professional value. In the modern workplace, being a problem solver is a key differential that lead to the career advantage. Indispensability, Celica have the organized reward for those who can handle the ambiguity and turn setback into the strategy advantage. Also, the leadership readiness. The leader are primarily measured by their ability to resolve the conflict, manage resource creatively, and steer team to the difficulty. The last one is continuous learning loop. The problem acts as the catalyst for the acquire new knowledge. The knowledge acquisition to solve a new problem. You often have a research new industry, technology, or methodology, which broadening your expertise beyond your immediate role. And the experience wisdom, the reflection after a problem resolved. This is the analysis what worked and what did not. Convert that specific event into the permanent professional wisdom. Okay, move to next. Okay, we don't hide position and we hide the potential. So in this subject, the first one is the future proofing against rapid change. We are thinking the technical skill is shrinking as the technology and AI involve faster than traditional education can keep us. And the potential base higher are more likely to successful pivots at a low and tune change and continuous learning. This is very important. The candidate with high potential often post a goal mindset, eager to upskill or reskill, the backbone of a company. So this is the backbone of the company. And expanding the talent pool, we are highlighting the potential allow us to tap into the various scope, including career changer, sales task professional, and individual from non-traditional background who possess power skill like critical thinking, intelligence, and closing the skill gap. Many roles in year 2026 involve emerging fields such as the AI-driven transformation strategy, where experienced candidates simply do not yet exist. This is, we think, competitive 2026 workforce, as Wani mentioned before. And the culture, loyalty, and internal growth. So increase the retention. Employee high for potential often feel a deep sense of the loyalty to the organization that took a chance on them and invest in their development. And culture alignment is often easily to mold a high potential individual to fit the company's specific value and workforce. Then is it to retain and experience high who may be set in their way. So next one is the Thailand Global AI supply chain. In the past year, so Celestica in the global AI supply chain have moved beyond software into the compact and highly infrastructure. Building AI to the world is required navigating and multi-layer stack to the high-level cloud service. The first one is the hardware layer. This is very most critical bottleneck. Is it involve a physical component required to compute the AI module? For example, semiconductor, specialized the AI chips such as the GPU and TPU. This is the core part of the 21st century. The dominant player include the NVIDIA, AMD, or other. You may aware that this is very critical as of now. And the second one is the fabrication. The actual manufacturing of this chip is very concentrated in a very few locations. For example, Taiwan, South Korea, and USA. And the raw material, this is the include the high purity silicon, like the neon gas and gallium required for the semiconductor, like often sourced. This is from China, Africa, and Australia. The data center, they are being built globally to the reduce latency on and comply with the data server law. In year 2026, there is a massive push for the sovereign AI, where nations build their own domestic compute culture. The second one is the compute layer. This is the infrastructure. AI model require massive amount of the energy and server space. Hyperscale that Wani mentioned. The global AI is the largely host on the big T cloud provider such as Amazon, Microsoft, Google. Then the module layer, this is intelligent. Fundamental model is example include the OpenAI, GPT, Google Gemini, open source ecosystem. The module like Meta also provide a foundation for the developer worldwide to create the local AI application. So challenge in year 2020 to 2026, the geopolitical export control of a high-end chip have the create a divide the supply chain. Also the energy constraint, the high energy consumption of the AI data center is driving a new supply chain for the clean energy. So this is what the Seleka plan, for example, in Thailand side, when we build the AI data center, so we need to work very hard in the power consumption. And the actionable step, when we building the AI, it's very important to map the dependency. Platform like NVIDIA AI Enterprise can help our user to understand where their model are hosted and how data is the process. Okay, next one. Is Selectica is place for you? Yes. Whether Selectica is the right place for you depend on the ability on your career state and what you are prioritize in work environment. The company is generally seen as the strong learning ground for the new professional, with the opportunity to work on diverse compact project with the supportive colleague. But it's often stuck when concerned over work-life balance, career advantage, and compensation. The certificate is likely a place for you if you are an early career professional or intern. Many reviews suggest, like in the past, many reviews suggest it is great place to gain hand-on real-world manufacturing and engineering experience, to learn the new skill from the experienced professional. And your value a collaborative environment. The employee and frequency price their friendly, helpful, and diverse the colleague and strong team. And if you seek the challenge and value work, our Selectica operates across numerous industrial, for example, the hardware design, software development, and manufacturing. These offering exposure to a wide range of the project and technology. And you will link to work long hours. Many employees know that where the work is rewarding, it's often involve long hours and overtime, especially for the global position and during peak period. Selectica may not be the place for you if the work-life balance is the top priority, because our company is we are work in different time zone with the global and customer, so it may not suit those needing strictly flexible. This one because sometimes we need to meeting with customer in overnight and maybe early morning. And the second one is if you prefer the highly structured management, so the management review are mixed. Well, sometimes the management are supportive, others are described as the inconsistent leader to issue with the direction. Also, the ultimate Selectica offer an environment where you can solve complex problems and grow your skill set to hand-on experience, but it is required and willingness to the negative challenge regarding workload and career structure. Okay, the next one. If you want to build the AI for the world, building the AI for the world involves a structured approach that emphasizes problem definition, technical execution, stick to the global ethical standard. The goal is to create a scalable, inclusive solution that provide real value. Here, how you can approach building AI for a global audience. The first one is we think is define a problem as the global impact. Start with a clear specific the problem you want to solve, focusing on the where AI provide a better solution than existing method. Then after that we set the clear goal, define the measurable, the outcome and clear vision to ensure that the AI initiative align with the broader strategy object to use the objective and user need the globally and consider as the user should understand the culture and language of the target user. Then gather the preparation of the data. The data is like full for AI and its quality and diversity are paramount, especially for the global audience. Also the sort ethically. So the collect data is a way that in respect individual privacy and consent. So it ensure that the diversity, the data set must be representative of the world population or to avoid the basis that can lead to the discriminatory outcome across the different demographic. The build with the technical excellence, the implement phase require robust engineering practice. So many engineering practice is we need to ensure that the scalability and reliability on the global scale. We choose the right technology stack and select the programming framework and design for the scale. Plan for the infrastructure, cloud, or on the premise carefully. Also, the implement robust testing, conduct the comprehensive testing, include the aid, cost, and state testing to ensure that the system perform like reliability, the one that Vani mentioned before. And deploy and monitor and iterate the continuously. The process does not end at the run. We must continuous monitoring, track the performance of the metric, user interaction, and error rate to identify issue. This is to dive the data over the time, iterate and update. So use the user feedback or the customer voice and monitoring the insight to refine the retail model with the fresh data to ensure that the AI remain relevant and effective in the evolving world. Okay, that's all. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, the both of you for being here. I believe we have time for just one question for this session. We are running low on time. We have a question about diversity. I know, Bonnie, you answered in the chat, but I'd love for you to talk about it here as well.
Of course, thank you. So, as I said earlier, we hire talent and potential wherever we need them. We don't worry about their background. And we have, as such as said, a lot of these talents are scattered. AI and machine learning, as much as it is growing so rapidly, it is still very new and ever evolving. So the talent we have, we bring from wherever country we can find them, be it Taiwan. So I'm Malaysian, but I'm based in Thailand, right? And we have a lot of people from all over the world who's working in various different sites that we have, depending on the needs. So that's to answer in terms of diversification. And the language we speak in is in English. So everyone is integrated into what we're doing as one Celestica.
Okay, thank you so much for your answer, and thank you everyone for your questions. Again, if you have any further inquiries about Celestica and their job openings or their mission, they will be in the convention hall, so you will be able to talk to their HR representative as well. So thank you, Kun Anuchit. Thank you, Mrs. Vani, for being here. That will conclude our live session here with Celestica. Please join us again at 11:40 for our live session with AIS. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, everyone, welcome to our final session of the day. Our final company, AIS, is one of Thailand's largest and leading businesses. You may know them or even use their services, or perhaps you may be using their services to get into VCF right now. AIS is Thailand's leading service provider that prides itself not only in the quality of the technology, but also the quality of the customer service, ensuring the ideal and interconnected lifestyle for the people of Thailand. By developing digital intelligence infrastructures and establishing 5G networks, home internet, 5G platforms, and much more, AIS has and continues to build the groundworks for interconnected and digitalized Thai society. Their reach has gone far beyond just telecommunications and has grown into playing one of their biggest roles in Thailand's digital transformation. With that, I welcome our speaker today, Gitinan Chantarasaat, the organizing team specialist at AIS.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, good morning. How are you?
I'm good. You're like such a grand opening statement. You're making me nervous.
Of course, of course. No, don't need to be nervous.
Okay, so like first thing first, hello everyone. I'm Nate. You can call me Nate easier. So and I want to know like all of like audience, they are like looking for a job or maybe like a trainee or anything, so I can like tailor my content to match them.
A lot of the participants here today are current undergrad students, so they are looking for internships, but there are also a few freshly graduate students here as well as master's students.
Okay, great. So like, should I start?
Yes, please. We're all ears.
Okay. So let me bring my screen up. But like, should I say good morning or good afternoon? Because like you guys come from like different country, right?
Yeah, there are people all over the world right now in Thailand and the States and all over Southeast Asia. So good morning works.
Yeah. Okay. So before like begin anything, like I want to tell you guys that this day, like 7 years ago, I was in your shoes, so I'm just a fresh grad looking for jobs. Like I'm studying in the UK and trying to get back to my motherland, Thailand. So I got a job offer at AIS as a management trainee. So at that time, like it's a pilot project because like it's like we are a rap labs for AIS, like to experiment like how they can develop their talent pool and like affect all the organized transformation and also like the business growth. So I'm yours, like 7 years ago. And thing is like AIS is not the best place for work. To be honest, like we like 30 years old company, so we still have like some legacy system, like legacy process and so on. But there's some beauty in it, like that keeps me stay with AS for 7 years. And during these 7 years, I was like placed into like 5 departments with 7 roles, such as like innovation development, like marketing, business development, and right now I'm currently working under the HR team for organization transformation. So like there's lots of roles, places, and like impact you can make here in AIS. Before jumping into like today's session, key content, which is like trying to recruit you all back to Thailand and stay with us in AIS. I want to lay the picture of AIS first, but as Patrick said, like he's like almost cover everything, so I'm trying to like show it like from the AIS perspective. So our mission, our goal is to develop our company to become a cognitive taker, but it's just like a marketing genre, so forget about it. But AIS trying to transform our company from a telecom service provider into a technology company. That's our mission. So basically, like we have 2 main products, which is our cash cow is mobile and fixed broadband, but we trying to like expand our business into different areas. As you know, like I think like the internet penetration, mobile internet penetration in Thailand is already over 100%, is around like 130 or 140, something like that. So we have to diverse. We have to find a new S-curve because our business is already in a mature stage. So that's why we need loads of talents and a new wave to come into AIS and help us achieve that goal. So basically, like our new pillar will be the enterprise business, which is like I will tell you later, like why it's important. And the other one is the digital service. Basically, digital service is like leveraging our strength, which is like half of the Thai population that our customer. And another thing is the data they're generating through our service and core network. To achieve that, we have three main technology enablers. First is the data. Second is the IT infrastructure. And the third one is our core network, which we're trying to develop it from like the normal core network into the automated core network. So we can like improve our efficiency and so on. And to wrap that up and keep our customer with us, we have trying to build an ecosystem of a royalty program with our partners that keeps the customers stick with us. That's the overall of AIS, which I think like you might have a question, but I will leave it into the Q&A section. I'm trying to like go through as quick as I can so we can talk later. So as I told you, we're trying to have our growth engine, which is requiring the talent. The first one will be fixed broadband. As I said, it's one of our cash cow, but still that have over 50% market availability in the market. More than that, we still in Thailand we didn't like adopt the IoT products and so on that much. So we still have room to play, and this will be one of our main area to grow. The second one is the asset monetization, and two major asset of areas is the customer base and the data that generated, as I mentioned. So right now, you guys might heard the news that we're trying to build a new virtual banking, which we already have license from the Bank of Thailand. We do it with PTTOR, which is the retailer of the PTT, and the banking, which is KTB. So we're trying to leverage our sub base and trying to build a new kind of banking with the new credit scoring and financial model service to serve the country. The main target would be like eliminate the sharp loan out of Thailand, which is like extremely hard. And the third growth engine will be the retail business. Back in the day, retail of AIS is just one of the channel, so it's just a support unit for marketing and products. But we see like the room and some blank space in the paint, so we want to jump it in and transform from the just service business into a real retail business. So we want to find in this area, and somehow we believe that with our like outlets, this is just the branded outlet, so like over 1,500 store in Thailand, but we also still have our like retail chain partner and something and so on. So we believe that we can jump into this business and grow it and make it one of our like profit generator in the future. More than that, we also have the online channel, which is my AIS Play and our web-based online store. So combining these two together, like we think like we can become one of the major, I would say like IT and gadgets distributor in Thailand. Almost the last one, the fourth one would be the entertainment. So you might heard that we're trying to focus more on AIS Play and to become like one of the major streaming platform in Thailand. Like the beginning would be like we're trying to aggregate all the streaming, I would just say in the world, like so, and unifying it and become like one service provider to make life of our customer easier. But right now we already have the license for English Premier League and NFL and LPGA tour and so on. So we might think like in a way we can become more than just a reseller of this streaming service. We can become one of the big player, like to become a content provider here in Thailand. More than that, beside the content part, we also like have the hardware part, which is like we're trying to develop our like own IoT ecosystem. We want to like bundle it with our fixed broadband, like the home internet, to like penetrate these kind of like lifesaver. Like it's for me, IoT gadget is lifesavers in Thailand household. And last but not least, like I mentioned, our enterprise business solution is one of the major growth and one of our like major spearhead to penetrate into like cloud and data center business. Because like currently we just like partnership with the Oracle, so we established like a new data center and become like sole distribution of a local hyperscaler cloud in Thailand. So imagine like government have a regulation, like every like government agency have to use a cloud which based in Thailand, but currently we also have like just a standard cloud with a high security, but not a hyperscaler. But here with the AIS and Oracle binding together, we will have that capability of hyperscaler like in the global or in the regional player, but here in Thailand. So that's quite a big challenge and a big thing for us, like to capture these opportunities. Moreover, we are also like trying to leverage on our core network, which is like 5G and IoT platform to enable all the automation and all the AI capability here in AIS and our B2B customers. So that's a bit of like what is AIS and where we and how we want to grow. Now the digital talent, basically is a program. It's like it's a program like for us areas to develop our talent. But why it's important and why I think this keep me for 7 years here in AIS, and I think also think like these three main reasons might fit you. So first, because we're trying to develop everyone in the way they want to match the role and have a place in AIS. So not like our internship or graduate program in other business. So we not see people like we don't see people like what we want them to be. We see people like what they are, who they are, and we're trying to match them and place them into the place that fits them and make the most impact to the company. That's the first thing. The second thing is because like we have lots of partners and alliance. Back in the day, like on the second year when I joined AIS, I have a chance to work with a professor from Stanford University to like develop a new business for AIS, like kind of like a startup boot camp or something like that. But is an entrepreneur, like you're acting like an entrepreneur, but you're using AIS budget and everything like resources and strength and to develop new business, and like it's quite a challenge and it's fun, to be honest. Next would be because we here like and we focus on trying to develop the talent, try to attract them and trying to have a place for them in AIS. So we will ensure that your action, your work make a big difference and have an impact for the organization. Sometimes when you join the company, like when you just join the BU and doing some work, it's quite an operational work, and some way somehow you take times to gain trust and to make a real impact. But here we're trying to like have a closed environment, have a safe space for you to ensure that you can do an experiment and explore whatever you want, but still your work have something like benefit to AIS, and one day you can grow and shine with us. Now jump into like the details of the program itself. Basically, we have like 3 different stages of the program to ensure that we develop and we can guide you through all your journey in AIS. First thing we will call the Bloom is basically it's an internship program, which I think like most of you like will are interested in this program. The next one is we call it the Master. So it's a management training program. So it's graduate program in some country. So I got one of the management trainee here with me across the room here, and she's smart. And the last but not least will be the Vanguard, which is internal talent development, because people development, talent development, and like every development in this whole world, like it's not an event-based action. So you can like just have a training class, acquiring high capability or high potential candidates and like just throw them away. You have to grow them, develop them, and ensure like that they have a good life here in the company so they can make a real impact. So it's a lifelong learning. So it's a sequential state of life, sequential stage of professional life in there. So like we're trying to ensure that no matter where you are, no matter like how high you are, you still have a development program and someone that fits you to coach you and guide you to be a better person and go up on the ladder. But we will focus on this too, because I think like will be our main agenda. So the overview is easy. Like I don't want to go into detail because like it will be cliche and so boring. So we focus on 3 things: learning, training, and execute. For the learning part, we believe like we are one of the top-notch and leading company in terms of like telecommunication and some area of IT. So that's ensure that you're learning from the best in specific areas. But like, of course, in something like with just a new and like just a baby, like I told you, retail, we're trying to like rebuild and recreate the strongest talent and also like the executive from outside to build that business unit to become a profit generator. Next will be training. Here, specifically for management training program, like you will have a coach, a mentor that already in executive level, like head of department, which is I think is mapped to like EVPs, or sometimes you got your mentor session from the C-suite itself. So we focus on this very much. And for the trainees, like you will be assigned to a manager level here, and you also have a buddy, which is our management training team to like guide you and help you equip the professional skill that you require to become a professional worker. And the last thing would be the execution, because we believe in individualism, like, and we trying to respect all the diversity. And because of AIS, to be honest, like we already trapped into a success trap, because like we've been success for 30 years with a mobile business, but right now we have to get out our comfort zone. So we're trying to build a multidisciplinary team, like to make things easier. And because of sometimes, like when you're successful for a long time, you will have a single point of view when you're doing business or execute something. So we're trying to eliminate it out by bringing all you guys in, come join with us, get us a fresh view, and trying to like develop you guys throughout the whole journey with us. And hopefully at the end of the day, you become one of the key players in AIS and become a great manager and so on. So the qualification, I would say like we don't care much about all the hard skill and the degrees you have right now, because as you guys know, hard skill change over the years. Like last year we're talking about native and React. Now we're trying to do Flutter in the terms of like languages, and everyone turns to AI right now. Before that, we just still use like data analytics and marketing as well. So customer behavior always change, like they change with a blink of an eye. So hard skill is good. It's a baseline for you like to leverage something on to make your life easier when you work into the specific area that match your skill. But we're trying to focus more on the soft side. Like if you like like not a risk avoidance, like you're trying to embrace the challenge and fight them back, we want you. If you are a fast learner, we want you. In terms of learning, sometimes like we already think like we have to learn from someone who's superior, like learn from manager, learn from the executive. But like when I've joined AIS, I think like on my third rotation, I'm working as a product manager. So I learned how to like control all the budget and the budget management from the admin teams, like administration team. Like there were the professional of the budget management. So sometimes you just learn from the people who do their skill based, don't have to be the manager or the top management at all. And the last one is opportunities. Like I told you, it's a 30 years old. So AIS in a midlife crisis right now because like we're 30 years old. So there's a loophole, there's a room of improvement in every process, in every BUs you will based in. If you can identify that, you can find a solution to make things easier, more efficiency. That's it. That's all. Like you're the one we want you. And for the one who want the internship program, so if you are in the 2nd to 4th year student, please drop your CV and the application. And for the management training and the graduate program, it will be like someone who already graduated with a master degree or the bachelor degree with 3-year experience. But there are some execution like for the one who joined the Bloom, the internship program, and we see you and like certify you as a talent. After you graduate, even bachelor degree without a working experience, we'll consider you to join our master. Like, what's the word? Like, I haven't used English for a while. So you can join the master without working experience. Okay. And I think like that's all from my side, and want to know like what you want to know, and let's jump into the Q&A section, right, Patrick?
Okay, let's do it. Thank you so much for that presentation. We have a couple of questions in the Q&A section today.
Okay, bring it up.
The first one is, what advice would you give students who want to work in sort of the tech industry or the industry that AIS is in?
And can you repeat the first part again, please?
What advice would you give students who want to work in the tech industry or the industry that AIS is in?
I think like for the tech guys, first you have to like identify yourself first, like who you want to be. Because for the tech guy, like from my experience, there will be 2 types of tech guys. First, the coder, like who's always, I want to be an individual contributor. I'm good at coding. I'm good at doing something specifically in my area. If you are that guy, don't pursue like to trying to be a people manager. But the other side, there will be a tech guy who like didn't keen that much on the technical skill and technical work, but become more like want to be a team lead or something like that. So identify yourself first, find a place for you. If you want to jump into like the tech area, like the dev things, go for it. Like there's always a place for you in the market. No matter like you cannot hold up your team or something like that, but your expertise will make you shine. But the one who want to be a people manager, don't leave everyone else out of your area, because like sometimes when you're leading the team as a tech lead, you have to understand the context of financial marketing and the product development. If you don't understand that, you cannot be a team lead, because like you cannot bridge the gap between teams. So that would be my advice for students who want to jump into the tech area, because you know what, like you are the most wanted. You guys already are the most wanted like skill set in the market right now. So identify yourself, find your path, and that will be all, I think.
Awesome. Next question. What is unique about working at AIS in terms of company culture and employee experience?
Good questions. Okay. So working at AIS, what makes it unique? I think like because our company itself. Like we have one of the most strongest financial stability in Thailand right now. You can see like from the set and our stock. So basically, you can do anything you want. You can explore anything you want without like make AIS bankrupt. So do it. That's always an area for you to experiment. And if you join our program, we can ensure that your experiment is a safe zone for you. So sometimes I think like it's a good, personally for me, like it's a good thing to make a mistake. Like people tend to say like, don't learn from mistake, learn from other people's mistake. But for me, if not your mistake that you made by your own hand, how could you truly understand it? So basically it's a safe space, a sandbox for you guys to enjoy and explore. And I think that makes things unique. The other thing will be like, because we are a large company, not like other overseas and international company in Thailand, because most of them basically is a sales office, to be honest, like no offense, but it's a sales office. So you cannot touch all the regional strategy or global strategy like they're assigned to your country, because you're just one of the sales unit to them. But here in AIS, because like we located and based in Thailand, so we have like from sales, financial strategy and everything. And also we have a partner and alliance with Singtel in Singapore. So sometimes we make a strategy for like a group and regional thing. So here you can work like all the level and not just like endorsed by the global strategy.
Yeah, and I think you also mentioned that if you do enter the internship program,
there
will be someone who has experience in the program that will be assigned to kind of take care of you. Is that correct?
Yes, it's correct. Because like sometimes it's hard like to jump like from just being a student to become a professional worker. And I've been there before. So I try to find someone who just been there, that they can communicate you with like the Gen Z vocabulary, which is I don't really understand. So they can understand your context, your pain, and then also have a view of professional life in AIS to like help guide you and to ensure that your life is safe and secure.
Yeah, on that note, we have a question. A lot of interns, they tend to sometimes be reserved, a little shy. How does AIS and the working culture there encourage such interns to be more innovative and share new ideas? Are there any projects? Are there any ways that you guys as employees help interns sort of break out of their shell?
Of course. First thing first, if you are too shy, no one can help you. You have to help yourself first. But of course, like we're trying to ensure that all of the buddy and mentor like provide an opportunity for this intern to jump and doing something that have a real impact. But when that's come, take a chance. Don't step back, don't holding back, because everyone know you're just an intern or you're MT management and we just start. So everyone will say it as a learning. Everyone have a learning curve. So don't afraid, like jump into it.
Okay.
And because of that, we already also have a group project, which we will group you up to build a multidisciplinary teams, like so you can work in like the environment, like with your friends and something like that. So I think like it's more easier for you to like share ideas because like they're just friends, something like that.
Yeah.
So that's one of the method we use. And the other thing is we force you. We will force you if you don't do it. Don't worry.
Yeah, well, I think we have time for two more questions. One of them is how do students connect with you? Do you have a LinkedIn or an email that we can that you can maybe drop in the chat so people can contact you for more inquiries?
Yeah, sure. I will drop my email and link in the chat.
Okay, perfect. As you're doing that, I'll let you think about the last question. This might be a very general and simple one, but it can take some time to answer. What do you, in your 7 years of working at AIS, what do you enjoy most? Your
You mean
favorite
like
thing?
the position or role or what?
Just anything about working culture, the position or role. What sticks out to you most in your years at AIS?
It's not that hard. I would say it's people.
People.
Yes, it's people because as I told you, because like here we have a diverse team, and because like I already jumped into different BUs and positions, so I met like different style of people, different managing style, some good, some bad, you know what? But it's your learning. Somehow it's like it gives you something like to develop you and build you to be a better person. If you met the bad guys, so you know that when you grow up, when you're ranking up in the ladder of like your position, you wouldn't do that. So I think like for me it's the people, because you know what, like telecommunication, AIS is not a sole telecommunication provider. We still have our neighbors like with the red color, so you can find it elsewhere, some way, somehow you will find it. But I think like the unique point and the beauty of AIS is the people itself.
Okay. All right. Well, that was the last question. I thank you so much, everybody who asked questions, and thank you, you so much for being here, coming here and spreading your insights with the next generation. Hopefully there will be a lot of applicants for AIS. Once again, if you have any questions, feel free to contact Kun Kitinan through email and LinkedIn in the chat. Thank you once again for being here, and we hope to speak to you again soon.
Okay. Thank you ครับ ขอบคุณครับ bye bye
Thank
and
you
good
ครับ
night for someone who in the other side of the world.
Thank you so much. And with that, I will conclude our final live session for ATSA's Virtual Career Fair 2026. I would first like to thank all of the guest speakers today and yesterday who took the time out of their busy days to prepare such talks for the next generation of Thai students. I would also like to thank the ATSA team and the JOBTOPGUN team for organizing such an event and working endlessly to make this event a reality. Lastly, I would like to thank all of you for attending the Virtual Career Fair 2026. We have curated this event to help you find the right career path for yourselves and start your own journey to fulfilling lives. So we really hope you enjoyed your time here, as well as in the convention hall and one-on-one sessions. I will now send you all off to the closing ceremony for VCF 2026 with ATSIS President Sarissa Kongduang. Once again, my name is Patrick, and it has been an honor being your host for this event. I hope to see you all next year.
Thank you so much, Patrick. All right. How was all the live session today, everyone? It's hard to believe that we have reached the end of Virtual Career Fair 2026. I am truly honored to be here and as we close this incredible event. Over the past 2 days, we have connected with industry leaders, gained valuable insights, tons of them, and explore diverse career opportunities through fire chats, company presentation, and one-on-one sessions. I hope you guys get to join it. And your engagement made this event a real success. This fair reflects ATSA mission to create professional opportunity and meaningful multi-directional collaboration for Thai student and professional worldwide. And I hope this inspire you and support your next career chapter as well. And I would like to sincerely thank Kun Varis Shana Tepaporn and the entire JOBTOPGUN team for this outstanding dedication. From designing the platform to ensure smooth execution, their expertise made this virtual career fair possible and create the exceptional experience for all of us. And thank you for all the Thai Student Association around the world and across the US for partnering with us and helping bring this event to life. A special thanks to our participating company and live session for contributing all the booth, all the live session and all the chat that having given to us and all the participants. And the live session contributor are TOPGUN, Lumentum, Lyman Wong Nai, Abacus Digital, Celestica, and AAS. And thank you very much. I would like to extend our heartfelt heartfelt thank to Dr. Wit Sittiwekin from the Standard, Kun Paul Art Advisor at Radical Fund, and Kun Nisha Pat Art Director at Open Space Capital for generously sharing their time and insight on the topic Startup Tuesday now for these both days. And I hope you guys get to watch it. If not, there's gonna be a video after that we record the Zoom in the video room. So yeah. And lastly, I would like to highlight the ATSA team for the incredible virtual career fair team that has been working really hard, and your guys' dedication into this event. This event would not be possible without you. And a quick reminder for everyone. There's a prize that you can just register and win. If you haven't joined yet, this is your final chance. The cutoff will be 11:59 p.m. Thailand time tonight. So first, very easy. You just follow ATSA and ATSA Career on Instagram. And then second is you complete the registration for the VCF, which is some missing information like your birthday and maybe your location, also the assessments of the personality test and the strength test. And the third one is you just share the persona after you take the test on your story and tag us. And then the fourth one is you just attend, which is you guys already did already. And the price include, of course, Nintendo Switch Lite, Kindle, and Amazon gift cards. So make sure to get one of that. And yeah, here's the QR code. Our virtual career fair platform will remain open for till the end of January. So if you miss any session, if you still wanna go explore any booth or talk to any company in the live chat to see any career opportunity, register is still also open for those who cannot attend the live as well. And feel free to able to access virtual career fair website until the end of this month. And thank you for being a part of Virtual Career Fair 2026. Your participation really truly mean a lot for us. For those who miss any session, recording for both day will be available in the video rooms. So if you see in the exhibition hall, there will be a video room right there. And yeah, we would love to hear you guys' feedback as we plan for the next year. So please scan the QR code on the left to share your thought. Give us any feedback on any part of whether it's live session, whether it's the exhibition hall or the booth or one-on-one session. We would love to hear from you guys. And lastly, let's stay connected by adding ATSA on the line OA, which is you scan here, or add in ID at ATSA. So you can hear all the future updates and opportunity. And enjoy the rest of your day. We're looking forward to see you guys again next year. It's great to be here, and thank you guys for being here with us. Thank you.